Hello and welcome to the SavePoint Report. I'm Eric. I'm joined by SavePoint Marvin,
Hello.
SavePoint Eli,
Hello.
and SavePoint Fox.
Hello.
Welcome. We're going to get right into it here. We're going to be talking SGF, Summer Game Fest, and all the surrounding presentations. We streamed our live reactions to most all of them, other than the Direct, because Nintendo does it at a weird time.
10
for
a.m.
us. And then we'll be talking some other games in the back half of the show. Mina the Hollower, 007, I've wrapped that up, as well as our dive back into Destiny 2. But yeah, today we'll be starting with the top 3 games that we are looking forward to, or that we thought, presented best at Summer Game Fest and the surrounding shows. So, Marvin, why don't you kick us off with the first one? Your first pick.
Okay, yeah, I'd love to. Prefacing this, for anyone who catches the streams, I only made it to one of the reacts. I was busy that weekend. So I'm mostly pulling from the state of play here. But my first pick is Until Dawn 2.
Wow.
We saw that cinematic trailer. I don't think any gameplay at all.
I mean, it's Until Dawn. It's the same thing, but
Pretty much. Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty much all
exactly.
cinematic.
Yeah, exactly. I guess there was that one scene where you could choose push or jump off by yourself, and then the guy dies.
Yeah.
But I never played Until Dawn 1, but I watched someone play through it all online, and I
Wow.
was like, "This is a great game." And then I played the Quarry when it came out with SavePoint Eric and a friend, and it was really fun, great experience. And I'm just excited to see another version of that, another way to experience like couch co-op again, because it's just such a rare
Yeah.
breed. Is Fox
What is
looking for the
SavePoint
lost
Fox doing?
my my cabinet in my desk completely fell off of one of the hinges.
Oh,
I apologize.
Okay.
I got it. It's fine now. I'll worry about it later.
So it's interesting. The Until Dawn 2 is being developed by Fire Sprite Games, who were not the developers of any of
Interesting.
Until Dawn or The Quarry or anything. That's Supergiant that they typically work on those. But yeah, it's a different, or wait, Supergiant or Supermassive? I don't know, one of those. But it's a different studio. I think it looks good for for that type of game. I think the graphics are pretty good. I don't know what stood out to you about it, Marvin.
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say anything like specific stood out against like the other games. Just the fact that we're getting another one. Like I said, it's all cinematic, so I mean, it looks like a cool setting.
Yeah.
From what I remember, the characters looked like pretty differing people, which is always important if you're playing from multiple perspectives and choosing different stuff based on the relationships there.
Sounds like DEI to me.
Well, of course, wokeness aside,
Until DI on.
I think the choice is being really impactful. Like, if there is a choice where like you either push your person or you don't, and they just die. I mean, that was in the first game, and that was, I think, what grabbed a lot of people. Because you're not expecting it. You're like, oh, I just won't grab their hand here. It's fine. And then they're like a boulder lands on their face.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, well, that person's not playing again. So that's interesting. I don't know though.
Yeah.
Now that I hear it's not developed by the same people, it's a little more suspect.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It is interesting. Though I will say, like, Supergiant, whatever they're called.
Massive. I checked.
It is massive. Okay. Supergiant is Hades. I was getting confused.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, dang, they did something different.
They like Until Dawn is pretty well regarded. I really enjoyed The Quarry. I've never played Until Dawn, but like I haven't played their other games, but a lot of the other games that they've released, and they've released a lot of them in that same style, have not had like a very good track record or like reviews or anything.
Yeah, the Dark Pictures anthologies are pretty rough.
So it's like a part of me is like, I'm not even super concerned that it's not Supermassive taking this one on. I will say they usually do cook when it comes to the bigger games, so I think it maybe would have been safer, but I'm excited to see if this can kind of like elevate above all of their other ones. Like I think there's a future where this is the best style, like game of that style, of that like horror thriller, thing that they do, like very cinematic. We'll see, but I'm pretty
Very
hopeful. I'm
possible.
excited.
I
as well.
question
I think part
why
of
is it
Until
called?
Dawn's- Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna question why it's called Until Dawn 2. Is it gonna be about Wendigos again, or the Wendigo's gonna be in it?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Would be cool.
Yeah, it is an interesting kind of when you think back on it, and I think there was a recurring character in the teaser that I didn't really pick up on, but yeah, the first game was all about like the switch up from the normal killer slasher villain to like a spiritual monster running around
Yeah.
the forest,
Mhm.
which
It isn't.
I liked, and they did that in the Quarry too, but they leaned into it earlier, I think, and throughout the whole thing, which
I
was also interesting.
I do agree, though. I do wonder what makes this one Until Dawn 2, because once you've established that, like I thought of the Quarry as Until Dawn 2, pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
Yeah.
Until it was like, no, this one's 2. So I
Mhm.
kind of wonder. I also think some of the success of Until Dawn, I think, why I told them such high regard, is one of like 5 good PS4 exclusives, and it was also such a big departure from how story-based games like that typically were. Like they usually weren't horror. Like the closest it got to horror was like Walking Dead. It was usually like Life is Strange or something. So having such like consequential feeling moments with like characters dying off felt really big.
Mhm.
Even if it sort of just all ends up in the same spot, pretty much regardless. But I mean, that's what every single one of these games do. So who really cares? But
I wouldn't
No,
say
they,
that.
they don't end up in the same spot for sure.
You
There's
could lose a completely different half of the
I haven't
cast.
played it.
yeah. No, they
From what I
definitely
remember,
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
well, what you're saying is it's depending on your choices. Like you will either everyone you're playing as will die, or everyone can live, or somewhere in the middle.
I mean, they say
More what
that
I mean
in
is
this
like
trailer, but like it is beyond that as well though. Because like I remember when we finished the Quarry, we were like looking up like other endings and like some of the things it was like, oh, did this happen? And
True.
like the end title cards, and there were like complete situations and like storylines that ended up in
Okay.
completely different places. You know, not just like, oh, this person dies and nothing else changes. There are pretty substantial things.
that was
especially
going
towards
to be
the
my
end.
question because, like, yeah, a lot of the time it's like the things different, but all the set pieces are the same. It's the only real difference is like who lived, who died.
No, there's definitely some
Which
big.
Um,
There's entire scenes and things that we didn't see because of the choices we made in the
Mhm.
Quarry.
that's in the Quarry though, because I think Until Dawn was sort of like laying framework. So I don't want to be
Yeah.
too harsh to it because it is like one of the first games that did this style.
Mhm.
It's
I
like
think
you get flack for, or you get credit for being the first. So,
Yeah.
but I know the Quarry was pretty different about that. With like also it had its like director mode. I wonder if they'll have that in Until Dawn too.
What was that? Do you remember?
That was the thing where you didn't have to like play it. You could set character personality parameters, and then it would have them make
Interesting.
choices based on what you put, and it would play itself out like a movie.
Oh,
That's
I
kinda
didn't
cool.
even know
Did you guys
that.
not find that feature? It's sort of the thing that made me interested in it. Although I haven't played it, so
Not interesting enough.
I saw the ending of it when Eric was playing it. Do you
Uh,
guys think this will tie into the hit 2025 release Until Dawn?
oh, the movie?
Well,
No.
Yeah, the
Oh.
movie.
I didn't know that was a movie.
Yeah.
No, apparently the
For
movie
good
I
was
don't
reason.
think
really
it
bad.
really follows the game. It's got a 5.7 on IMDb.
that's pretty
It
good.
could be
good.
worse. Could be worse.
Bad. I don't, okay.
Well, IMDb is usually it's a pretty high bar.
Out of 10.
Might be pretty good, really.
Yeah.
That's what the critics are
I
saying.
mean, I've heard it's bad, but I don't know. I haven't seen it.
no, I've heard it's complete dog shit.
Eli, what is your first game?
Oh, is this in an order or should I just say one?
You can just pick whichever one.
Just pick one.
All right. Well, this one's on the screen. Deltarune Chapter 5. Woo!
Oh,
Yay.
yeah.
I know Fox is probably also looking forward to this.
Yeah, I love Deltarune.
We only got like 2 weeks, I think, until it comes out. So I need to go and do, because I never did the like secret path on one of the, or I didn't not do it. It's just
Wow.
like you had to do 2 or 3, and I just did 2 it the first time. And I didn't go back and do it again. So I need to do
Big
that again.
fan.
Yeah, I hate Deltarune. But yeah, I'm excited for that.
What's your quick and dirty chapter ranking?
That's a good question. I think 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 1, probably.
See, I'm
I like 3 a
4, 2,
lot.
3, 1.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah. Deltarune's cool. I mean, there's not much to say about it really. If like you're excited for Deltarune, you've played Undertale, you've played Deltarune so far.
Yeah.
I have a friend who was like, "I will play it when it's all out," and I'm like, "You're fucking insane."
Yeah.
How many chapters
You can
are
wait
there? Like
5 more years.
7
There's gonna be
planned.
7.
7? Okay.
So I think
I
6
mean,
and
we're getting
7 will be
close.
announced at the same time.
Probably. Because 6 is apparently like
Perfect.
close to being done.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
wow.
said it was pretty close.
Oh, wow.
I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe Game Awards. We see Chapter 6.
I could see it. Because
Who
he
knows?
said that they'll probably be working on 7 by the end of the year.
Tricky Toby. He likes his schemes.
The schemer.
He'll show up
But
in the suit.
if you did buy Deltarune already, the rest of the chapters are free Shovel Knight style.
Hmm.
So it's a
That's
one-time payment.
What does that mean?
I bought it.
So like if you bought chapter 3 and 4, you had to pay for. 1 and 2 were free. But if you bought chapter 3 and 4, you get 5, 6, and 7 for free.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mhm.
That's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Alright.
Toby.
Fox, what about you? What's your first game?
So I went with one of the Xbox Showcase games because I didn't think anyone else would pick it, and I thought it looked cool. The Magicians: The Devil's Deal. That one, like Dishonored-looking magician game, that looked fucking cool.
Yeah.
I love Dishonored, and I really like games of that style. I'm wondering if it's kind of going to be run-based. I really want to see more of the structure.
Yeah.
But the theming of it looks really strong, and all of the moving through the world and stuff looks very fluid and interesting. So I'm really excited to see more of what that game has for me. I'm definitely more drawn to the original stuff that's sort of these showcases, like new things coming out. So I will be watching that closely.
Nice. Yeah, it's like a. How would you describe it? I mean, I was getting Dishonored in the art style, BioShock almost in like the vibe of it, kind of.
Yeah, it was very BioShock vibey.
Yeah.
It's like a thing. If I'm remembering correctly, the premise is that you're trying to do something to escape from hell. I think they set up like 7 rivals for you. And I don't know if it's going to be like a roguelike or what the deal is, but all of your movement abilities, like attacking abilities and things like that, are all magic tricks, which is cool. There's a lot of picking stuff up with the wand to levitate it and chucking it, which was giving very Control vibes to me.
Control.
Yeah. The only thing
the like card tricks where he's like whoom and then shoots them out. So the question will be how much that really feels different than just pointing a gun at someone and shooting them. But I am excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, for sure. My main like hesitation is that trailer was definitely CG imitating gameplay rather than just like straight up showing gameplay. So I mean, if it is similar to what they showed, then I'm in agreement. I think it'll be cool. But I thought that was an interesting choice, like kind of taking on a first person perspective in a trailer.
Yeah,
like that.
It's definitely a game that it's like one of those. It's like that looks really cool when I see it, but I just need to hear that it's good before I like care about it.
It was
that much.
Published, or it's being made by the guys who did Submerged Hidden Depths, which I haven't played, but I've heard is good.
Okay.
So I'm interested in that. It seems sort of different than what they usually do. I think I haven't played the Epoch games; those might be more in line with it. So I might have to look into those a little bit and see what I think. But it's being published by Focus, who they have a pretty good track record of picking shit that's good. So
Nice.
Submerged Hidden Depths is only $3 on Steam right now.
Oh,
There you go.
Wow.
Check it out.
So for my first one, when I look at the rest of 2026, I think I am most like intrigued and like interested to see more of GTA. Probably, I think it's just such a it's a known quantity in so many ways, but an unknown quantity in a lot of others, and I'm very excited for that. But other than that, I think the game I am most excited to get my hands on is definitely Control Resonant. And there was a trailer for that at pretty much every showcase here, and it looked incredible in every trailer.
Sort of a little bit different stuff in every trailer too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mentioned this in the reactions. You guys know me. I don't like spoilers, and I think even an abundance of trailers sometimes can be a little bit much for me, but there's just so much crazy stuff going on in each of these trailers that there's like almost no way that I can process it all. You know,
It also makes it harder to tell what's going
yeah,
on.
exactly. So
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, it looks incredible. Three of us are big fans of the Remedy verse. Me and Eli with like Alan Wake. And
One of us
two-
needs to lock in.
Yeah, one of us needs to
Yeah.
lock in.
Yeah.
I love Control. I love Alan Wake. I really love Alan Wake 2. And Resonant is just like, it is, I think for me, a perfect evolution of Control. I think they reached a lot of what they accomplished a lot of what they set out to do with that first game. And I think taking it in like an action, what is the term I'm looking for? Like, I just like character action kind of format makes a lot of sense in terms of like keeping in that same world, keeping the like floatiness and like movement and agility of the first game, but breathing like a whole new life into it with like all these different weapons that you're going to be able to use. The world, there's like these like this like gravity mechanic where you can like shift the planes of the world so that you're like almost like Gravity
I'm
Rush
wondering
style.
how
Like
crazy they get. I was gonna say, like, if they
Yeah.
go full Gravity Rush with it, that would be sick.
yeah, I mean, I get a lot of Gravity Rush from the trailers we've seen and from the traversal. A lot of people have gotten their hands on it. You know, those that were lucky enough to go to Summer Game Fest, and they've all reported that the combat feels great, and that's really all I need to know, because I think Alan Wake 2. I think the combat is in ways an improvement over the first one, and in other ways loses some of the novelty of the first one. And it also doesn't feel incredible, but it feels good for that game. And everything around that is just absolute 10 out of 10 perfection.
Have you
So-
played American Nightmare?
I have not.
Eli, how would you've played American Nightmare, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I have.
How would you say Alan Wake 2's combat compares to that? Because I feel like that was a good step up from one while maintaining a lot of the interesting
Well,
things about
Alan
it. 'Cause
Wake
one's combat
2's
was kind of dog shit.
Alan Wake 2's combat is more, it's like pretty different. It's more like a survival horror.
Yeah, it's
game.
much more like Resident Evil
kind of combat.
style combat,
Yeah,
without
yeah.
the like
It-
super
it-
crazy action moves that some of the characters can do in
Yeah,
those
yeah.
games. Yeah.
It kind of loses a lot of the like flashlight targeting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a bit of a shame, because I think part of the
Yeah.
appeal of the combat when it was working was when it felt like I was using it to manage the way enemies were charging at me, which I think American Nightmare did really well.
Yeah,
Actually, I think the
and-
combat of that game was
yeah.
kind of a highlight, which is not what I'm necessarily looking for in an Alan Wake game, but
And you're still definitely doing that in Alan Wake 2 and using the flashlight as a weapon. It's just kind of what Eli's saying. The flashlight targeting of the first game is not really the same
Yeah,
case. And I do think that takes away some of the uniqueness of it. So I think my hope and kind of what I'm excited for about Control Resonant is that I am super confident the story is going to be incredible. The world, just from, I mean, we've already seen it. It is incredible. Like everything that they're
looks
doing in that
fucking
department
awesome.
is amazing. And the combat now also looks like it's really matching that, which Control kind of, I think Control's story is good, not as good as Alan Wake. So it's like,
I agree with
this
that.
really seems like a kind of a perfect marriage of all those things. And I have very, very high hopes that it's going to be really good. So yeah, that's my first pick.
Are you saying that you
And-
think this could be the best of the series?
I can see that.
I could see it. I could see
I'm
it
good, too.
being my favorite of the series. It is going to be very hard to top Alan Wake 2, just because that
Yeah.
story and the ways that game, especially like meshes the like live action and like kind of gameplay segments like together, and just the presentation. There's just so much style in that game that if they can apply all that to Control Resonant in a way that makes sense for that franchise, like I think it very well could be, but we'll see.
I still have Eli's Xbox One copy of 2 from the collector's edition I found for him. So maybe I'll play that, because my PC gets very
Yeah,
grumpy with Remedy games sometimes for some reason. It's kind of
Mm.
the only reason I
Yeah,
haven't
Alan
played
Wake
it yet.
2. It honestly, like, because if you don't have a graphics card that was compatible with mesh shaders, which they changed, Alan Wake 2 like is really weird. So it might be better to play on Xbox, honestly.
I might still give it a crack.
Yeah.
I've heard a few people
Yeah, I'd
also
at least try it.
compare Resonance like vibe to Infamous, which Eric, you and me have glazed quite a bit. Which I thought for a second when they were showing one of the trailers that it was Infamous, and
the
one of the viewers on the stream said it looked like Infamous. So I was like, I guess there's merit to this.
Yeah, I see the whole
Uh,
like kind of very zoomed out third person, using a lot of different powers and stuff. But
Mhm.
I would compare the first Control very much to Infamous 1 and 2 in terms of gameplay, and this may be
Yeah.
a bit less so just because it's like super melee focused, where Infamous was more of a mix of like
Mhm.
melee and ranged. So we'll see.
It's almost like a mix of Infamous and Bioshock in the first game with the powers
Yeah, yeah,
a
Mm.
little bit, but
I'm just glad that with
Uh,
Resident, it seems like they're not having the weird like upgrade mechanics, like the Destiny 2-esque loot
Mhm.
getting, and it's like, why did that did not need that?
It
at
just
all.
added nothing to Control.
Oh,
It,
yeah,
for
yeah.
me personally, it didn't bother me just because it was like so easy to ignore. But I would
Yeah,
just rather
yeah.
them
I
kind
just
of
put whatever had the biggest number.
yeah, exactly.
Yes, but yeah, yeah.
I would rather a more succinct and impactful like skill tree if they want to take that route and like
Mhm.
you're upgrading things throughout the playthrough. I would prefer that over like you're collecting this fragment that ups your pistol damage by 3% for
With
sure.
the way Dylan's moving, I better see a skill tree, brother.
Yeah, he's gonna have one 100%. He'll have skill tree. So yeah, super
So
excited for
this
that.
game.
Marvin, what about you? What's your next game?
Going down the list here. Well, I'm gonna skip this one because I have a backup, and I'm thinking Eric might pick it, so I'll leave
Okay.
it. This one is a hesitant, but
Mhm.
very excited to see more AOT 3 or Attack on
Oh,
Titan, a
interesting.
video game.
Okay.
Now,
Do you know why that game is 3?
no.
There are two
And
others.
Okay. I mean, I
Are there
figured there were
actually?
2 others, but the way the
Yes.
trailer was like, it's the whole game, it's the whole story in a game, and it was like, oh, okay, that's interesting.
So
I just
That was
wasn't
what
sure what the
Jeff
deal
said.
was.
He might have meant it's the ending, like, and now it's all in video game form.
yeah,
Because the first two games
yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Okay,
were
that makes
on PS4, I want to say. There was also a weird, like, Roblox game that people liked, but that doesn't count.
Okay.
But I've heard there's one of them that was like a weird online thing that people really liked. I don't know anything about it, other than vaguely that it exists. So I don't know if that's one of the two, but I don't know. It's strange.
Yeah, I guess I didn't know that, so I kind of just thought it was more of a complete thing in itself.
Yeah,
But
this looks like it's
I didn't.
taking up more on season 4, I think,
Yes,
and
yeah.
all the
That was the
parts.
vibes I was getting. But I mean, season 4 is so peak. I'm
Yeah.
okay with that.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
want
it's
to
a bit-
see like a good Attack on Titan game, like at
Yeah.
all, with good movement.
Mhm.
I don't care about the story because you're drawing from the show.
Yeah,
so
but you
don't
also
worry about
can't ruin
building
the
that out.
story. You know, like
For
You gotta
sure.
be careful because as a One Piece fan, sometimes they just do weird bullshit for no reason.
in the
So
stories.
you just gotta be careful.
Yeah,
The
well,
Art
okay. Well,
Warriors
just
games
don't
basically just
touch
made
the
up a bunch of
story.
shit. They're so weird.
Yeah, that's tough if that happens. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like for me, like watching Attack on Titan young and then rediscovering it later and being like, wow, this is a great show. But the entire time I knew about it, like you want to be able to use ODM gear and fly
Yeah.
around the trees and the Titans,
Mhm.
and it always felt great for a game. So I guess I'm just excited to see hopefully a good version of that. And I think from what I saw, the actual gameplay looked pretty good. I don't
Yeah.
know how it worked, so look into that. But
We'll see. We'll see. Be discussing another anime adaptation game a bit later that I'm excited for. But Eli, what
One
about you?
Piece
What's your
cooking?
what-
Oh.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
what's your second one?
My second one, let me look real quick, is this one isn't a game, but a DLC, an announcement for multiple DLCs, the Pokopia DLCs. Because
ooh,
I think I may have talked about it on the pod, but like going through all of those little towns in Pokopia was so good, and I was just like, man, I just can't wait for there to be more. And it was leaked that there's going to be more, and this one's set underwater, which is
Yeah,
really
that's
cool
sick.
because uh with the format of the game, it's like a little hard to have fish Pokemon unless they're like just flying around. So a lot of them are just kind of like scooting on land or kind of stay in the water. So this showed that they're adding for free that you can just swim around underwater. But then if you get the DLC, you got to go to a new town, which is just like populated with water Pokemon. So I'm very excited for that.
I did think it
nice.
was
There's
interesting.
7 trillion water Pokemon.
And
Yeah.
those are already in the game, or they're adding a lot of new Pokemon for this. Okay.
They're adding a lot.
Okay.
I would imagine.
Yeah, I thought
Because
it was
there's
interesting.
like some fish, but not many.
that you can.
Oh, that's awesome.
The free update portion is the like ability to go underwater, but then it's like, well, if you want content underwater, you gotta get the DLC. That's interesting.
I think that's probably partially so that you can there's like parity with people that had the DLC and don't have the DLC, so that if you like want to go to someone's underwater village, you don't like.
Got
I
it.
also-
No,
able
that makes
to.
sense.
I think you'll
that's
probably
smart.
be able to like build underwater and set water Pokemon
Yeah,
in there,
yeah,
like
yeah.
in places that already
Yes,
have
yeah,
them.
yeah. They showed that. Yeah, they showed you could build
Yeah.
houses because there's plenty of the maps. Like one of the maps is entirely like a beach area, and there's like a bunch of water that you just kind of have to like avoid or get the swim ability to swim through it. So you can't really go like explore the underwater portions.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. Nice. Are you still enjoying Pokopia?
Yeah,
Have
I'm
you
excited
been,
for that.
playing it, keeping up with it?
I haven't gotten the itch to hop back in yet, and then also like there's just been so many releases that I've been
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot of different stuff.
Mhm.
But I'm very excited for August when it comes out. I think is launched this August.
Yeah.
Yay!
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, in
Good
the
excuse
summer.
to hop back.
All
Hop
right,
into a
Fox.
little MP.
What about your second pick?
All right. For my second pick, I went with Gundam Rogue Orbit. From I think it was in the SGF.
Oh,
showcase. That game looks fucking awesome. Character action game in a Gundam, dude. I don't give a shit about the war is bad right now. I want to see it do a sick ass flip with a great sword. I know war is
That's what
bad.
Gun is
It's
about.
happening right now. I want the cool robot part. That's like I said. I've been taking the Gundam pill more and more, and I think part of the appeal of the series to me is that I can watch a version that has these deeper themes and stronger messaging, and then I can watch something like G Gundam where he just crushes their heads every episode with his glowy hand. And there's one that's a giant football player piloted by an American. It's fucking awesome. G Gundam whips.
Have you played any of the previous Gundam games?
No, I was not especially interested in the like crunchier elements. There was one that was kind of like an Overwatch that I heard good things about.
Yeah, I
but
remember
I didn't
that.
end
I
up
remember
playing it. I thought about it and I never got to it. And then other ones I just didn't get to. But this one looks more my type of shit. It looks more my speed. Although if I wanted to play like a really crunchy thing, I'd probably just play Armored Core.
Yeah. Scratch that itch.
But yeah.
What are your thoughts on the discourse surrounding the anti-woke pink-haired character in the Gundam game?
It's actually there's just a second and like pink haired character in the Gundam game. That was about the Ace Combat girl. That people were talking about being the savior of the white race or whatever.
Oh, interesting. I thought it was one of the
Much like the Pragmata little girl.
Thank you.
I kind of just wish everyone involved with it was dead. That's what I'll say.
So yeah, I mean, is it a lot of just like you're into Gundam? This looks pretty well made, like high production. Do you know the team behind it?
Not really. I pretty much just saw the Gundam and I was like, I'll buy it. I'll spend $60.
Nice.
Because when I saw it like air juggling shit or whatever, I was like, yeah, I'll play this.
Yeah.
It looks like a game that I would like anyway, and then there's Gundams in it, which I also like. So
yeah,
interesting.
Nice.
Kind of how it was for me at Attack on Titan.
And with
But
what?
yeah, Eric.
yeah.
Oh,
with
Attack on
Attack on
Titan. Yeah. Gotcha. All right. For my second game, I think I'm gonna go with Wolverine. And Wolverine, I am very excited for it. I have a lot of confidence that it is going to be good. I think Insomniac so far with their Spider-Man games, they've all been at the very least very good. I think the first one and Miles Morales are great. And I think them kind of switching it up a little bit with the structure and the characters and the combat and all that kind of stuff will serve them well. I have my hesitations. For one, I don't think that this showing of the game was like incredible. I thought it was fine, and it did get me excited for what could. What'd you say?
They had Atom Smasher there.
Yeah, they had Atom Smasher.
That's
Yeah, it
pretty
was
cool.
just. I think it was like. I think a lot of it honestly came down to the environment. That kind of like old sawmill kind of thing with these like enemies that looked like they were just ripped straight out of Spider-Man Miles Morales. Just
Yep.
kind of the very like high techy. I don't know. A lot of like the character designs,
Yeah.
even with Wolverine, honestly, is not like I'm not in love with his suit. Jean Grey, having just like she literally just looked like Jessie from Control. She just like pulled up in
Yeah,
a,
she
in a
looks
trench
exactly
coat.
the same.
That kind of stuff doesn't have me excited, but the combat and their like, willingness to really get gory with it, and what they've talked about with Wolverine's regeneration, and like kind of figuring out a solution for him dying. They've explained that like, oh well, sure Wolverine can't die, but if his takes so much damage that his heart stops, then his regeneration can't kick in. That's kind of their excuse. So I think they're playing around with some cool mechanics, and just with their pedigree of superhero games and my love for Wolverine and the X-Men, I am very excited, and I think it's gonna end up being really great. So.
I think the more I hear about it, the more there's like some weird stuff. I'm like, what? Like, why does it? There's weird stuff like with where like the X-Men like don't exist, and it's just like
Yeah, story wise,
X-Team or something.
yeah.
Yeah, and I'm
like
like,
the X Squad,
okay.
and like why?
Yeah,
I could-
yeah.
I mean, it 100 like literally. I mean, clip this. I don't care. I will put $100 down on it. Professor X will be in the post-credits scene of this game, and he will say,
Assembling
Logan,
the X-Men.
"I'm assembling a team." Or I'm starting a school for gifted people like you. Yeah, that is going to happen 100%, and I will stand up and clap and cheer when it does. So, yeah. But
I
Power that.
also wish the suit damaged and like the suit, because they were talking about how like the suit like regrows itself or something, and I think it would be cooler if the suit, because like there are games that have done that before, like Arkham Asylum, like Batman's suit gets more tattered through the game, and it's like, wow, that's so
yeah,
cool.
there are games that have done that
and
before,
then-
like X-Men Origins Wolverine on the PlayStation 2. Like that game did that. So we'll see, and maybe there might be sections of the game where he doesn't have that like regenerative suit, and the battle damage ticks, because the battle damage did look really cool. Like there's entire chunks ripped out of his back and stuff.
yeah.
So I agree though. It would be cool to see some of that persist a little bit more.
I think his battle damage looked cool, but some of the gore that he was doing to people looked a little weird. Like sometimes when he would like put his claws and then like pull them out, like the amount of blood that would come out and the consistency of it looked a little weird.
Yeah,
and I was like,
yeah.
but not
I see what you
terrible,
mean.
but
I
just
just
a little strange.
I agree. I do think like overall, I'm glad that I would rather have like an excessive amount of blood than too little.
Oh
or
yeah,
it
not
look
enough.
a little
Yeah,
weird.
that's true.
Especially for a Wolverine game. But I'm excited. I really, really hope that the enemy types are more varied than just people with guns. That is like kind of that is really my main concern at this point. We've seen a Sentinel,
Need a big
so I'm sure there will be
robot.
Yeah, I mean there will be some crazy boss fights, I'm sure, but I hope that they really mix in things that aren't just like, wow, there's this like futuristic Spider-Man like turret robot. I want to see like throw smaller Sentinels as like just like kind of big enemies in the game, and there's a lot of different ways.
Will there even be
boss fight where you have to like? I'm gonna try to call a boss fight with a Sentinel where you have to like Shadow of the Colossus style run up it to fight it.
100%. And again, I will put my controller down and I will stand up and clap.
I kind of with the thing with his regeneration. I kind of and I was looking away because I was trying to Google this because I couldn't remember what it was called. There was a game called Never Dead back in like 2012, where the main character was an immortal, and he had a thing where his limbs would get chopped off and his head would get chopped off, and he never died from it. And they kind of got around that by giving you an NPC character that you had to protect, so that was lame. But there were puzzles where like you had to get his head chopped off and you could like roll it around into places and weird stuff like that. Like just get weird with the regeneration abilities. I think that's more interesting.
Yeah, that would have been cool. We'll see.
More.
Yeah.
Is it also not open world? I think I heard.
It is not, and thank the Lord. I
Yeah.
I like a good open world game if it's done very well, like a Spider-Man. I think that suits that hero and just like that world very well. Like a Spider-Man game needs to be open world. I think for Wolverine, I am much more exactly. I'm much more interested in a globe trotting. Maybe the levels can be a little open ended and you can tackle them this way and that. But I want to see very varied environments where I'm
like
just
Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
I want like a God of War type thing, like the originals.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want a more traditional campaign, and that seems like what they're going for. So yeah, happy with that. Marvin,
Fair
what
enough.
is your last selection?
Okay. I
Wow.
saved this for last because I'm probably not going to play this when it releases, as I
Mhm.
don't have a PS5. But it is God of War La Fey.
I think it's Lao Fei, but I
Lao
don't think
Fei.
it matters.
Wow.
Good try though.
Well,
Racist.
yeah, I did my best. Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say here. I've been a fan of the I mean, I've been a fan of the series for a while, but I've never really played them all the way through. Growing up, I used to watch a bunch of like long story games as movies on cinematics, like on YouTube,
Mm.
and I watched like all of the original God of Wars like that, and then I watched one play the 2016 one, and I was
2018.
like, holy shit, 2018, this shit is peak. And then I played a good amount of that and some of Ragnarok on Eric's PS5. Thank you, SavePoint Eric. Um, but yeah, I mean, this game just looks incredible. I cannot wait. I think it's perfect chance for them to experiment with stuff, and I think what I'm most excited about for that is the gameplay, because God of War, great gameplay. I love the stuff, but the fact that she's gonna have a double jump and her air combos are gonna go insane mode, and she's gonna have her combo piece isn't just someone who shoots arrows, it's a bouncy cube that I'm assuming is gonna be able to like move people around a lot more and
Yeah.
interact.
Yeah.
From the
So
boys.
from the boys.
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
shit, her sword, she doesn't unsheath her sword. She holds her arm out and the sword flies into her hand. Like, if we're talking aura, like,
Aura.
you need
Aura,
not
bro.
worry. I
Yeah,
It
love.
is woke though.
Sure, yeah, it is woke, so I won't be playing it. But the
Well,
I
and
just
like
mhm.
just the context as well to the game. Like I'm not even thinking about that at first when I'm thinking about playing the game, but that has to be incredible because it's going to be a mix of a ton of different stuff. I mean, if they play it well, I think without diving too much into each, mythology, if that's what they're going to be doing, because I think it would be nice to save like a good one for later games if they're moving on from Norse mythology.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think that's just going to be great to see
Yeah,
all the different. We'll go on.
I think Faye is a great vehicle for that, like you were saying. I think it would have been a bit weird and jarring if you threw Kratos into like, okay, now all the gods are here. I
Yes.
look forward and would prefer that Kratos' next like adventure is in like one kind of dimension or mythology or whatever.
But he's like stuck there.
Exactly. And I think the idea of using Faye to explore this makes a lot of sense. And I don't know. I love all of the God of War games. I love how present Faye is over the narratives of God of War and Ragnarok, like 2018 and Ragnarok. She's always talked up by so many characters. So many of the weapons you fought, like the Leviathan axe, was created for Faye. Kratos is always talking about, like, when they first met, they had a battle that lasted so long. He was the only person he couldn't defeat, and then they like fell in love after that. Like they have done so much
That's
to
crazy.
yeah.
Like Zeus, he just killed the god of the gods. Like,
Exactly, yeah. And you see a lot of things, especially in Ragnarok, of the effects that Faye had on the world that you and Atreus are exploring. And so getting to like this character that they've built up so much and has such a profound impact on Kratos and Atreus, I'm just really excited to learn more about her and, like you said, her different like gameplay style. So I think it's gonna be great. They just know how to cook. They don't disappoint. I have no reason to believe it'll be less than, for sure.
yes.
I could see a world where they fumble the entire thing by having her reunite with them at the end, but I think it's going to be about her learning to accept her death.
Yeah,
But I'm not going to discount that possibility. I would not want her to reunite with them. It feels weird after the whole point of the.
Yeah,
of the two
did you
games.
play Ragnarok?
Not Ragnarok. I played one.
You played God of War 2018.
2018.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to spoil anything. We'll see. I get what you're saying though, and I think it would be more interesting if the game was about, did end up with her just kind of accepting that she's dead.
Yeah.
Because they kind of tease it in the trailer. But I guess all I'm saying is there are ways where I could see them taking it that would also be satisfying if done well. So we'll see.
Mm.
All
Yeah.
right. Or yeah.
I think
Mhm.
also just one more thought. This is like you said, it's a good transition for them to let this character explore this type of like setting. But I think it also nicely will fill in the gap between the first games and the 2018 games, where it's like, well, obviously Kratos
He was
got
fighting Shovel Knight.
okay, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like obviously he got to the North's
And he
area
got beat.
somehow.
Yeah.
And it was obviously Shovel Knight took him on a ride. But like
That's not a joke.
seeing like what happens, what is there, and like building out the
That
whole
yeah.
world more. I
The
think would
giant
be
like
really
dimension pillar, like that has to play into how he
Yes.
got to where he
Mhm.
is and how they're going to continue to explore that. And Ragnarok, well, yeah. There's a lot of teases
Careful.
of that in Ragnarok of like another
Ooh.
another world and just the characters that interact with that. It's very, very interesting and very well done. And so I'm just glad that they are building on it and they're not leaving that as like a loose thread. So
Nice.
Mhm.
Oh, excited.
Eli, what is your third most anticipated SGF?
The last and final. Save the best for last, as everyone knew it was coming. Piku Niku 2! Yeah, Piku Niku 2! Piku Niku's like amazing, and it's only $2 right now on Switch. So if you haven't played it, you should play it because it's so good.
Oh, that was
I played a
fun.
little bit,
I
but I
bought
need to
it.
finish it.
And
Oh,
what
yeah.
is it?
Uh,
Like what kind of game is
Piku
it?
Niku 2.
Or the
Oh,
first one?
It's like a. I mean, it's like a platformer, but it's not a platforming platformer. Yeah, it's like, it's like a platformer in the way you play it, but it's not
Mhm.
like, you don't do platforming really. I mean, there's a few sections where you kind of do some like little precise platforming, but it's more so just like
I'll come
there's
up.
this guy and he's like, "Hey, does everyone want free money? I love free money, but if you give me the stuff from your village, I'll give you free money." And then you kind of go through and you're like, "Dang, this guy's kind of like ruining the world by giving everyone free money because he's just taking everything." And it just kind of keeps getting crazier and crazier. And it's only like a couple hours long. It's like
It's
2
about
hours probably. It's
Okay.
short and sweet.
it's about
But
Reagan.
10
it's
out
so
of
good.
10 on Steam.
It's about family. What?
10 out of 10 on
Sure.
Steam.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's,
Yeah, easily.
it is very
It's a-
good. What I played of it is cool. In fairness, it is an incredibly hard game to describe because it's just
it's hard to
bizarre.
describe.
Mm.
It's the entire game is always playing these like ridiculous music. It's like and it's like there's like the craziest music playing at all times.
I've been wanting to
It's
finish it. I'm
amazing.
gonna.
You should. I mean, I'd probably just restart it because I've been playing it with my brother,
Yeah.
my little brother, and he's been liking it because it's just so wacky. Oh, it looks like it's on sale on Steam too.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, play Pikuniku and then Pikuniku 2. The 3D change looks amazing, and I'm sure it'll be. I think there's a collector's edition. What's in that
Did you
soundtrack?
did you think that this would happen? That there would be a Piku Niku 2?
No, that was
anticipated.
definitely the most like surprising thing of all time because they haven't really even like teased that they're gonna make another game.
Mm.
I think it's like some like weird French people or something that made it.
Some weird
Weird.
French people.
Uh,
What the heck?
Talk about
I don't
that.
even know if they have a studio. I think it's just like some guys, some bros.
I'm sorry, Piku Niku devs. We respect you as a family here on SavePoint.
Oh, I was gonna say weird
I
French
respect
people is
them.
like an oxymoron. Like you don't need to say the weird part. But...
Wow, pull out the
Over
racist.
descriptive.
Weird French people have a coin
Listen,
flip.
man.
You can get some good ones or some real rough ones.
You're gonna have the 3 people that made Piku Niku or the rest of them. That's the 2 categories.
Yeah, the developer is not listed as a studio. It's listed as like just names.
Yeah, it's just some
thinking-
guys.
It's published by
So,
Devolver.
yeah, we love Piku Niku, and my Twitter feed has just been I'm gonna assume no one else's has because I've been interacting with all of them, but just like pictures of Piku Niku as Jesus and quotes of scripture, but it's Piku Niku and it's so good.
It's
Me and,
one of those ones where
good
every
friend.
person who has played it is like, yeah, this game is fucking stellar.
Yeah. My one
Because
friend
of
said he was watching the direct with another friend, and it went, I think it went from like Xenoblade 4 or something to Piku Niku, and they were like, why are you so excited for this red orb with 2 legs? It's like, no, do not speak ill of Piku Niku.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm just looking at
Fox,
screenshots.
what is
Amazing.
your third pick?
So my last game is from the day of the dev stream that happened after SGF that only me and Eli were reacting to. It's a little game called Bub.
That looked cool.
And it's like narrative adventure about a character that's like sad or whatever. Pretty typical indie game fare. It's probably going to be really well written or whatever. But the main thing I wanted to bring up about it was how fucking good it looks. I posted in the discussion channel, if we could switch to the video for a second.
It won't be pulled up. I don't have that ready.
Okay, well, I implore anyone listening to go and watch this trailer because the entire game is in this really pretty like paper craft style. It's
Well, I mean,
kinda
physically they used paper. Like in the devs they
Oh,
showed
interesting.
that like the different paper crafts and the way they were animating it. It looks very interesting.
Yeah, and the story the guy told was very personal and emotional in the trailer. That was interesting. But just going through and looking at some of how this game looks, it is stunning. It is one of the prettiest games I think I've ever seen. So I'm very, very intrigued.
Nice.
I love when they do weird shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Watching someone do some real art for once and
Yeah.
push it to the limits.
Then just AI generate it.
Refreshing. Yeah, it's refreshing.
Computer, generate me a game.
Computer, make me sad.
Well, speaking of true art, I saved the best for last as well. I don't know if Marvin heard that this is, because I don't think we didn't react to it. So, my last one is Jujutsu Kaisen Rumble Survivation.
Yes.
And so, Marvin, what this is,
What?
this is a Jujutsu Kaisen game made by the Vampire Survivors people. And what it is a battle royale style culling game, Vampire Survivors game.
Are you kidding
I'm
me,
not
bruh?
joking.
It looks fucking awesome.
Is it
I saw people shit
multiplayer?
talking
Yes,
this on Twitter.
it is multiplayer. So it is going to
I
be
saw people
like
shitting on this on Twitter, the stupidest people alive, because holy
Yeah.
fucking shit.
yeah,
Bro.
what a way to use an IP.
Holy shit.
So this is going to be, I think it's like, I don't know, maybe up to like 8 people or something, or 4. You're kind
I
of
think so.
playing Vampire
I think it's 8.
Survivors style gameplay as you would on your own. And then I think it's almost like a smash run type thing where at the end, you'll come together and like fight the other players or something. And
You
the-
level up and then
yes, but the leveling up, the way it works is it's like the rules in the culling game arc where you can either apply rules to benefit yourself or apply rules to other people's, like for the game as a whole, to change how that match like plays out. So I mean, 10 out of 10,
great.
no notes. I am so excited for
I
this.
think it looks stellar.
Wait,
I'm so
wait,
excited. I'm
so-
so glad you brought it up because
Yeah.
it looks so good.
when is this coming out? What
I
is
don't
it
think
on?
they said. I think it's gonna be.
Yeah, I
on
don't know if they
everything.
had a
It
date.
was announced at the direct.
What
but
was it
yeah,
called
there's no-
again?
Yeah.
It'll be out this year. Jujutsu Kaisen Rumble Survivation. It's crazy.
I was
name,
like in the back room at work folding towels watching the direct, and I saw from the creators of Vampire Survivors, and then I heard Goiki
Locked in.
Tenkai, and I was like, what the fuck?
yeah, just the idea of, you know, all these different characters, because you play as the different characters, obviously, all the
Yeah.
different curses from the show, all the different abilities and the domain expansions, how that mechanic, whatever
Oh,
form that
man.
takes, how that's gonna, because
Yes.
that's what they started. That's how the trailer started. It just said domain expansion, and I started
Oh,
freaking
I'm
out.
watching it right now.
Yeah,
And the fucking like the idea of a competitive Vampire Survivors
Mm-hmm.
is so
Yes.
cool.
That's what I'm interested in
Uh,
because I don't care anything about Jujutsu Kaisen, but I'm like, I love Vampire Survivors, and
You can watch
so
one of
I'll
the
get it and
movies.
play with you guys. I
Well,
actually
yeah.
have seen one of the movies.
There you go.
Good.
It's kind of crazy. He hasn't, and Eric hasn't.
Yeah,
But,
I haven't.
Well,
no,
to clarify, the only reason I've seen it is because I walked downstairs one day and you and a different friend were watching it.
no,
and I was
yes,
like,
yeah.
oh, I'm not doing anything else. I guess I'll watch this.
Join
And then there was
us.
this panda that was like I don't know, man. That panda,
Panda.
is like
And
His
he's
name's
definitely.
Panda,
I'm
yeah.
sure he's going to
was
be in this
being
game.
crazy
So.
A
perverted.
panda is not a panda.
No,
I know.
he's a stuffed animal. Yeah, I think it's really interesting that they're doing this IP and doing a great job with it, but the fact that they are introducing the multiplayer aspect to the game that they've like not perfected, but like very heavily popularized, I guess, is really interesting
Well,
and exciting.
they've done co-op for Vampire Survivors, but
Oh,
I don't
really?
think
Yes,
that
yeah.
they've had anyone do a competitive version. There's probably
Sure,
some random
sure.
Steam indie game with it, but I'm very excited to see it from the boys that did it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
The official brand.
The goats.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So at 100 points, activate a rule addition to disrupt your opponent, steal momentum, and climb the rankings. In the end, the top 2 players face off in a 1v1 duel where only one will emerge victorious. And there's
Wow,
over
okay.
20 characters you can play as from Jujutsu Kaisen.
It's gonna be peak.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll probably
I-
play as the panda.
Yeah,
pretty
he's got to be in there. I'm just so excited.
I
Honestly,
don't know,
not much
Joe,
more to
but yeah.
say, but just like I'm
picking it up. I'm picking that up.
100%.
I
This
think,
is day
my
one for
fun.
me.
Yeah.
Let's just, since we didn't react to the direct, I want to just real quick go through it. So I'm just gonna like rapid fire this shit off. If you hear me
Yep.
mention one that we want to talk about more, feel free to stop because we didn't get a chance to react. Rhythm Heaven Groove.
I'm
Ooh,
ex-
sick.
I'm excited for that
looks
one.
very fun.
Yeah.
Right off the gate.
Yeah.
I
was
this,
interested.
but-
Yeah.
I was interested in it, like just because I was like, oh, I've never played a Rhythm Heaven game. I'd like to check it out. But then they started showing the multiplayer stuff, and I was like, this multiplayer
yeah,
stuff
that
was
was cool.
really fun.
Mhm.
The RPG one, I think, looks like with the way you can like to the beat, like cast different spells and do different moves depending on like where the little marker is on
Yeah.
the screen. That one looks really cool.
Yeah.
I think you got a lot of
I don't know
bang
if
for your
anyone-
buck on this.
Yes, yeah. I don't know if anyone watched Treehouse, but they played a lot of it afterwards, and it looked very fun.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I love rhythm games like Guitar Hero, things like that. But I've never played a rhythm game where like it's more varied than just you're hitting musical notes. Where like each kind of level is like a different take on that. So I don't know, it looks really fun. I'm excited to play it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I say my interest is twofold here. One is I've definitely seen people play the other games, like a lot, like speedrunners or stuff like that, and it does look really interesting. And what astounds me is the creativity, like you're saying, between each level.
Yeah.
But then it is also on my fantasy critic, so I'm glad to see it got a little bit of a update. I'll check that out later, but yeah.
Onimusha Way of the Sword. Onimusha 2. It looks kind of Sekiro-y and it has motion controls, which I think is funny.
Yeah.
The motion controls I thought was funny.
Nice.
Dragon's Dogma 2's getting a port. Stellar Blade's getting a port.
Dragon Dogma,
Orbitals.
worth noting, Dragon's Dogma 2, that was also the announcement of their big DLC for that game, which
Yes,
apparently
yes,
the
yes.
community has been like, Capcom's been kind of radio silent on Dragon's Dogma 2, and so people were kind of wondering if the DLC was even going to happen, and they announced it. Capcom came out and said that their aim is to like address a lot of the issues that people did have with the base game. So I think that I might hop in with this one because it always kind of piqued my interest, but I feel like I always heard just enough to make me be like, maybe I'll wait until they kind of iron some of that stuff out. And if they do that with this, I am super intrigued. So we'll see.
This is the game where you can just be like walking around and then a random like events happen crazy, like things go off.
Very like procedural world, like the NPC interactions and stuff.
Yeah, like
the
there's
physics.
not really fast travel. It's like a physical cart that you ride in. You have to like stop it if it gets
sounds really
attacked.
cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think that honestly is a little concerning for me because part of I think what makes Dragon's Dogma 2 interesting to me is how fucking weird it is.
Yeah,
Because
but
they're kind of like they did some weird big swings. Like they hid half the fucking game behind New Game Plus.
Yeah.
Uh,
But my
like
concern
that.
isn't that they would go back on any of that, and it's rather just making access to that stuff and kind of basically like smoothing out the edges, like removing some of the jank that's not fun in like a fun jank way. You know what I'm saying? Like
it is one of those games that stuff kind of is part of what makes it, which is weird.
Yeah.
But I think because Dark Arisen, I'm looking at this like the original Dark Arisen for the first game was a pretty substantial improvement over the base game. Or so I hear. I haven't really played much of it myself. But I don't know. I think I'm more fascinated by Dragon's Dogma than wanting to go and play it. But I might pick it up one of these days. But yeah, Stellar Blade coming over, which will also have motion controls. For some reason, Orbitals.
Please
I
be
will
good.
use those.
Please be good.
Please be bad. Please be bad.
Marvin, did you counterpick that?
Baby.
He did.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see. I really
Could
don't.
be
There
Am I
are
wrong?
big counter picks coming up. Not
Wait,
to
which one?
spoil anything. You'll see.
Okay, all right.
Rayman Legends Retold. I'm glad that these
Okay.
are coming back. I think they look kind of ugly for me. Like they look all right,
Yeah,
but I
I'm
think
gonna-
the original versions look so good.
Mm,
Yeah.
I'm like, why would I bother? Because they're still accessible and they're still great.
that's fair.
But apparently, I mean, quick shout out to Spyro from the Xbox showcase. Apparently, remakes do get new games. So,
Yeah. You better buy it if you want a new one.
Big Walk, I'm pretty excited for.
Yeah, I'm really excited for
Yeah,
that.
me too.
One Piece Grand Gourmet, I am actually very excited for. It might be the first like
Okay.
really good One Piece game. We'll see.
I thought it looked
yeah.
neat. I was
It-
intrigued by it, but
I think it's at the very least there's going to be a lot of Twitter screenshots that are funny if you've read the manga. Because they have like there's like 600 named characters in One Piece, and they're gonna have like 400 to 500 of them in this game.
Like as customers coming up for food.
Yeah, and like people sitting at tables, you can use devil fruit abilities to help you cooking.
That's-
And a part of it is like a restaurant tycoon management game, which is fun. It looks very odd. I'm very happy that they're making this.
This is really interesting to me. I don't I haven't watched One Piece, but the idea of taking a game with such an expansive world and characters and not trying to like kind of replicate exactly what the anime or the manga does in a big like open world story based like action game, but rather like fitting it into a smaller scale, maybe smaller scope kind of style of game, but one that is still taking advantage of the IP and like all the characters and like you said, like using the devil fruits to make your meals and all these things. I really like that idea, and I wish that a lot of really like anime specifically would kind of take from that. And
100% agree.
yeah, just doing a good representation of the game that doesn't have to just be like putting a bunch of stuff fighting together. Yeah.
Like
It
this
looks
is gonna be the encapsulating game for this anime.
Yeah, like it doesn't
I feel
have
like
to
that's
be
what a lot of
that.
those games are, and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah. For
And-
me, my example of this that I'm very passionate about is Avatar. It's like there are so many different like variations to that world that I could see there'd be great number of games you could explore, tons of different genres.
I mean, I think
And I feel like
fighting game is a good
yeah,
avenue
fucking
for that.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he meant the
the
blue
fighting
people.
game is that is cool.
Yeah, a lot of usually you only get like that kind of fan service of like a bunch of random weird characters in like fighting games.
Yeah.
Because there are One Piece fighting games that have enormous casts, and some people might get mad at me for saying they're not good, but they're not very good. And the Pirate Warriors games are like acceptable. They're Dynasty Warriors things, so whatever. World Seekers kind of bad, but it has a lot of fan service. It's fun. Like people don't really like these games as games; they like them as One Piece fans, which I can relate to. I mean, I would sell my fucking firstborn to keep from getting the ending spoiled. But this is, I think, probably going to be the most comprehensive of like the weird shit, because there's a lot of weird random background characters that would have no reason to ever show up in any video game that will be represented here.
Yeah.
Like I think we'll see my boy Mayor Whip Slap, my boy Mayor Boodle, probably gonna get Diamond Jozu in there. I don't really see him being
Yeah,
a main
for sure.
cast character.
Gotta have him.
Marimoto-san, the carpenter who
Oh.
fixes the door in
Oh,
chapter
don't
1 that they
forget.
broke.
Don't forget.
So yeah, they'll have the king.
Yeah.
Of course, my glorious king Gaimon. My goat
You think
Rockstar.
the skeleton guy will be there? I like that.
Brooke
skeleton
probably
guy.
not. He's one of the main characters, so they'd probably just leave him out.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, probably.
y-
They need the carpenter from chapter 1 who fixed
Yeah.
the door.
Yeah,
The,
off screen.
like Marvin, kind of what Marvin was saying, like I think in an attempt to make a game that encapsulates a franchise and one that's like, we're going to make this game and this is going to represent this IP in the gaming world. I think if you go in with that intention, it's almost guaranteed to not happen. But I think if you instead kind of focus on just making a good game that takes place in this world, you're much more likely to have that effect. Because I could definitely see this being incredible and everybody being like, oh, like, are they going to make a One Piece game? And kind of people pointing to, this is it, you know, like, this is the best representation of what we have in this, or of One Piece. So yeah, I think it's a great idea, and I hope it's good.
Yeah, there's also
just do more very creative projects with these IPs.
Yeah,
that
just like
together.
weird shit.
Yeah.
There's also people that are like real shooters for Sanji. Like, the people love Sanji, so this is like,
and that's fair.
Thing.
This is a unique game, right? Because this kind of seems like something like a Vampire Survivors, whatever that other thing was. That it would be like a pre-existing franchise that they like put something onto it.
Perfect example of what I was just talking about too. Like, instead of saying, instead of going like, we're gonna make a Jujutsu Kaisen game where it's like a 3D action game, we're going through the whole storyline, like Attack on Titan is doing, or like has done for all these years. Perfect comparison right there. Jujutsu Kaisen's like, okay, this is a well-established kind of direction of game. We're going to just adapt it for this. And I'm sure it will end up being the best Jujutsu Kaisen game that they've ever done. So, yeah.
And as of right now, I'm way more excited for that over the Attack on Titan game.
Yeah.
Because it's like, the Attack on Titan game has to compete with the show.
Exactly.
The best piece of work ever made.
Yeah.
Sorry. Like, but that's how it's going to be forever. Like,
yeah, move on to the next one.
Pokemon Pocopia's expansion passes were shown here. The Nintendo shill already talked about those.
True.
Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave looks pretty good. Have you guys played Fire Emblem at all?
No.
Yeah, I played Awakening.
I played
I've
one
also
of the
played
ones on 3DS a bit, and I really enjoyed it. I also played the mobile
version.
Awakening? Well, there was also Conquest and Echoes. Three Houses with Switch. No, I do not like. I do not like Echoes or Conquest.
Oh, really?
But I do like Awakening. I haven't played too much of them, but I was getting annoyed at Conquest and Echoes. I got really bored and stopped almost immediately.
I think one of them is on Switch Online.
But I love Awakening. There are a couple on Switch Online. I think the first one on NES is the Binding Blade for Game Boy Advance. Blade for the GameCube is for sure. It's one of the like 4 GameCube games that are
good
on there still. That are on there at all.
No, I know.
I love Soul Calibur 2. Anywho, that's all I really have to say about it. It looks good. I'll probably play it if I can borrow it from my buddy Nolan, who will definitely buy it.
Yeah.
Ninjala 2, The Uncharted Planet.
I am a little interested in that because I think Ninjala's kind of like, I like the aesthetic. And then I was like, oh, it's like a little open world game you can play with your friends. If it's free, I'll be interested, but I don't think I pay money for it.
Was shocked Ninjala existed still.
Yeah, it's surprisingly popular.
It has an ongoing anime.
Yeah. It's popular in Japan.
Maybe
Marvin who said, what is it? Yeah, maybe. I don't really know how to describe it. I didn't really like the combat because it's kind of like a weird like rock paper scissors kind of thing to it, but I like the aesthetic. So
the aesthetic just from the trailer, because that's all I've seen, was not like super grabbing me. But maybe I need to watch it again.
Yeah, it's giving me a little bit of Splatoon vibes.
Yeah. It aesthetically kind of looks like Splatoon.
But like I love that aesthetic for Splatoon. I think it works so well in that game. I don't know about like in this kind of style. But
they introduced the DK challenge for Switch Online.
I'll definitely go through and do those. I just haven't had a chance to do it yet.
Some of them look pretty fucking hard.
Yeah. Some of them I've been seeing some clips and I'm like, well, especially the DK Bonanza ones, because some of those, like, since the devs have just been actually able to like handcraft some things, and some of those look like kind of ridiculous.
Speaking of Bonanza, it's getting Mario content.
Yeah, I need to hop in and try that out.
Really laugh at?
I can't see it.
This is where they dropped JJK Rumble Survivation.
Very excited.
Lords of the Fallen 2 Destroying Woke.
Finally.
There's a P Complete Edition. the only showing of Devil May Cry at any of these shows.
was
With
it?
5 coming to Switch
Oh,
with the Devil Hunter
Shockingly.
edition.
okay.
Muramasa Revenant Blades, which is like an expanded port, I think, of the original,
Yeah, they
which is
called
just a very pretty platformer.
It's called Nintendo Direct because it was just full of games going directly to the Switch.
Yes, what is going on? Of course.
Yeah, speaking of, Xenoblade 1, 2, and 3 have Switch Enhanced Editions.
Switch 2 edition.
And Xenoblade 4, Xenoblade Genesis, which they announced.
I mean,
right after.
I'll accept that though. That's like I think that deserves
Yeah.
its time, especially because they revealed a new Xenoblade alongside with it.
Yeah.
I really
And like just
want to play
like
those.
oh, you don't like them? Is that what you said?
I want to play them.
Oh, you haven't played them? I played 1 and I really like 1 a lot. The gameplay's really fun. And like it looks the Switch edition looks like decent. It's not like amazing, but I think I've heard that because I think the first one's already out, but I've heard that it like really is a good upgrade for Switch 2. So
Okay. I played like 4 hours of 2 without realizing time was passing. And then I went and got dinner somewhere, and then I came back and I didn't feel like playing it again, and I never touched it again.
oh well.
But part of that was because I was borrowing it from Nolan and I returned it to him. So maybe if I
Oh,
borrow
wow.
it from him again. Everyone's favorite Nintendo Switch Sports Resort.
Oh yeah.
I'm interested. I won't get it unless like we're like hanging out at some point, and
Yeah.
I'll bring it. We can like play it. I think that'd be fun. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Thumb
get it.
wrestling.
Well,
I'm very
Eric,
excited for thumb wrestling.
why were you shaking your head there?
I have a tenuous relationship with this new sports series they done. I got so burned on our Fantasy Critic by drafting this game for the amount of money I did for the first game. And that was on me.
yeah.
That was on me. But I also it broke some trust that I have with Nintendo to put out a quality product in the sports line.
Yeah, they really fumbled Switch Sports 1.
Yeah, and so if this one's good, great. But I'm also kind of like on Eli's camp of why are these not just Mii's? Like they're these weird new like.
There's like the weird
creatures,
lobotomized
like-
Mii's.
Yeah, I don't
the
get
Mii's
it.
look so much better.
Especially when you have Tomodachi Life, which just like brought in like a bunch of new customization for Mii's. It's like seemed like a perfect
They
opportunity.
should have just let you fully use your Mii's from Tomodachi Life.
Exactly, and
Oh,
instead
you know
we
what
got
a crazy
this.
crossover? The amount of like popularity for Tomodachi Life recently, I feel like in mainstream like gaming circles has been tremendous.
Massive, yeah.
And to have that carry over to the sports side would be incredible, I think.
It would have been awesome.
My
Sadly, they
my
didn't do
little
that.
brother's girlfriend, who has like never played a video game in her life, basically, wanted a Switch to play Tomodachi Life.
There you go.
Yeah.
Which
I mean,
also
The children yearn for Tomodachi Life.
It's a
these
crazy
games
thing.
will let you use the Mii's, like they will let you use Mii's. They look kind of weird, but
Wait,
I think they
for
look
the
great.
most
the
part,
sports games let you use Mii's?
the
Yeah.
2 does at least. I don't know if 1 did.
The first
Oh.
one does too.
Oh, okay.
Just
Well, then I
show
don't
it.
care.
Were you watching it with your eyes closed?
I guess maybe.
I was folding towels at work.
Yeah, I was also at work, so I kind of had it on in the background. I couldn't.
I mean,
pay
I was
attention
at
to
work
it.
too, but
We can't all take a
Alright.
break from flirting with the kids.
Such a
But-
horrible employee.
So okay. So as long if you can play as Mii's, that does soothe me a bit.
Well, they're not, you have it kind of got it your way, I
the
think.
gamer
but-
rage
Yeah,
is calling
I don't know why. I don't. To me,
Um,
so much of the identity of Wii Sports, because that's obviously what this is aping off of, is the Mii's.
Yeah.
And like, there's so what's that guy's name? Craig or whatever. That guy that like he's like the final boss of Wii
you mean
Sports.
Matt?
Yeah.
Matt.
I just feel like they are so intrinsic to Wii Bowling, like all of these things. It's just weird
Yeah.
to see Nintendo not try to capitalize on that. It feels like such a no-brainer, but whatever.
I wish they were more integrated because, there was like the time where, you had someone come over to your house. It's like, yeah, we're going to make you a Mii real quick and then we'll get
Yeah,
into this.
yeah.
Which is sort of lost now. Although I don't think you can select Mii's to be your opponents in like the games.
You might
I'm
be
not
able to.
positive.
They might change it with the new one because I
Yeah,
can
it's
see them. I don't think you could in the first one. Maybe you could, but I could see that. Like I'm sure they see that people want the Mii's.
Yeah. RuneScape Dragon Wilds coming to Switch. That was another one that was shown at like every showcase.
It was in every single showcase.
It's all right. I don't really like survival crafters, so.
I maybe would have played it if they didn't try to brainwash me with it at every single showcase. Now I've got a bad taste in my mouth for it. So
Hello Kitty Party Land. Unfortunately, Garfield Lasagna Party is already on the Nintendo Switch, so I don't see any reason to buy this. Star Fox got a date and also a free demo.
I'm glad you said that
Ooh.
because I need to add that to the.
I didn't
list.
know it had a demo. I might try that.
Bro,
Yeah.
Eric straight up was watching it with his eyes closed.
It was.
Final Fantasy Resonance, which is the HD 2D Final Fantasy game they announced. I believe it is a version of the gacha game they did, Brave Exodus, which I hope they still bring Ariana Grande in, because
She was in that.
she was very important to that game. Yeah, you can get Ariana Grande in Final Fantasy Brave Exodus.
Wow.
It'll probably be all right. I think it's sort of like that. Well, no, Kingdom Hearts, when they did their gacha game, they just made like a weird movie. But it'll be interesting to see what they do with this, I guess. I like the HD 2D style, even if it's getting a little overplayed.
I mean, this trailer started and I was like, wow, this is crazy. And then I saw Cloud. So I'm like, okay, this is like a weird spin-off. This isn't like some sort of mainline Final Fantasy thing. Because bringing they do that a lot. They'll make like spin-off games where they're bringing in characters from all the different Final Fantasies and stuff. And then to learn that this is a remake of the mobile game.
Games.
Yeah, it just seems like such a no-brainer with how far Final Fantasy mainline games have strayed from the like turn-based formula, and with the resurgence of turn-based games, especially with these like HD 2D remakes, it just I would really think that Square Enix has to be working on an original like HD 2D Final Fantasy, if it's not like mainline, at least like new Final Fantasy game in that style that is turn-based. To kind of, I mean, like with the amount of like outcry for a turn-based Final Fantasy and a move back from the like action style they've taken, it seems like a great place to do it, because it wouldn't have to be the scale of one of those mainline ones. You make it more in line with like an Octopath Traveler, which I know those games are huge.
I think Square tends to kind of like keeping their series like in parody with each other. I don't think they necessarily want to do like a here's the current version of Final Fantasy and here's like a thing that's appealing to the old fans. I think they'd rather make something new that appeals to the old fans, like they did with Bravely Default, which those games are great. Because I mean it pretty much is by every metric.
But then it's like, then
the
why
first
not
game
just
especially
make it?
is like you're going for the 4 crystals and like go around like that, and it's very good. I like Bravely Default quite a bit, but here's Pikanuka 2. Again, Nintendo Shield already covered it. Dragon Quest Monsters: The Withered World. We finally saw footage of this after the weird Dragon Quest Direct a couple weeks back. I like some of the Dragon Quest Monsters stuff. This didn't look very good to me. I don't know. It looked like it was just kind of lacking in sauce.
I like the little guys.
There are a lot of great little guys in the Dragon Quest games. I mean, they were drawn by Akira Toriyama, so that's inevitable. Duskblood's trailer that still didn't show very much of what the game is, but
announced a network test.
It did, which
didn't announce a release date.
The fact I kind of feel like it's probably not coming out this year. But if it does, it's at the tail end.
Yeah.
But I think they would have announced a date if it was coming out this year, probably.
I could see it December, but if it's not December, I think it's next year.
Yeah, especially with them
Raiders?
just doing a test.
Yeah. Well,
like I don't think they would do a test if it was coming out. A test with no date.
Well, Night Rain wasn't that far.
Yeah,
after
Night Rain
test.
was only like a couple months after the test. So, and I don't think
they
I don't
already.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't think so, but I'm not 100%. Yeah, Night Rain was a similar thing, so I could see it.
Splatoon Raiders. I had a customer come up to me at this point, so I didn't really see that trailer too much. Does it look good?
No. Looks so good. It's just like the PvE portion of Splatoon, but just like expanded. So
that was my favorite part of the first game. So
no,
I'll probably play.
Did you ever do Salmon Run? Because it's basically just big Salmon Run. But
no,
like Salmon Run
pretty much. I pretty much just played some of the regular multiplayer matches and the single player.
Well, you missed the best part. So
Yeah, Salmon
I
Run
also
is
haven't
good.
played 2 or 3.
you had to.
Deltarune Chapter 5 was here. I own 2. I haven't played very much of it.
Let's see.
Deltarune was here. Metaphor is getting a port to Switch, which is what I've been waiting for to play Metaphor finally. So that'll be cool.
Good game.
Little game called Minecraft. Have you guys heard of this
Yeah, I've never heard of this one.
one? I guess it's some people like those. There's a little sizzle reel.
Wait. What happened with Minecraft?
It's
It-
coming.
Just go.
It's getting a Switch 2 edition, which adds like the vibrant visuals and stuff.
But was this whole freaking
Yes.
direct just like a bunch of like flim and flam? Like, what's going on here?
A chunk of it. There's a
75%?
there's a little sizzle reel. There's a new Atelier game. I haven't played those, so I don't really care. Space Marine is coming to Switch too, which is kind of crazy. Well, I guess it's not really. It feels weird seeing games of that scale on the Switch, even though the 2 is significantly more powerful. There's still that part of my brain that's like, they're putting this on Switch? Observer is getting a Switch version. DayZ is getting a Switch version. This was a sizzle reel, by the way. This wasn't like dedicated segments of the showcase.
Yeah. This was over the
Metal
course
Gear
of,
Solid
like,
Master Collection, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Tales of Eternia, SnowRunner, Fitness Boxing 3, Everbloom, Final Fantasy
That's a big
14.
release. Fitness Boxer 3 is a big release, unironically.
Yes.
The Fitness Boxers are like some of the best-selling Switch games, which is crazy.
And then not in the sizzle reel, we got Kingdom Hearts 1 to 3 for Switch 2. They are removing the old cloud versions, and you have to buy the new games if you want to be able to play it on Switch still.
But your save data transfers over.
Their greed is unknowable.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. That's like such a.
I think
scumbag
you like
fucking move.
you get like a discount if you bought the cloud versions, but it's literally
Yeah?
just you bought this thing. We're gonna take it from you, but you can give us less money to get it again. It's crazy.
Nice.
This is why the Stop Killing Games initiative is important.
Yeah.
And then they showed Kingdom Hearts 4,
Yeah.
Wait,
that was-
really?
which was
Wow.
fucking crazy. Yeah, it got a
Yeah.
big trailer.
Well, gameplay. It just showed gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking huge.
Wow.
That was
Instead
a
of at the
crazy
Sony
surprise. I did not
showcase.
see that coming at all.
I really thought it was gonna be at Sony. So that was pretty thoroughly surprising. Pretty major thing there. So this was a great direct if you really like RPGs. Because there's a lot of stellar RPG stuff coming, and some small weird things, and then one more thing.
Oh my goodness.
The fucking Ocarina of Time remake's coming out.
Yeah.
The
Goodbye,
worst
Fox.
kept secret in the world.
Yeah, well,
It's
the way
this
Eli
year.
talked about it when he first picked it, he was like, "Yeah, after my calculations, I'm 98% sure it's coming out this year." So I was like, "I'm not touching it," you know. I know,
I
I
was
know.
hoping he was a
Eli knows.
dumbass. It was fucking. I don't know what else to pick. That's gonna tank my fucking score worse than it already is with the fucking lowering Mechanicus every 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Pissing me off, dude.
Hey, you got
They
2
showed
points for that.
basically
Good.
nothing of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a
Except that
little
it's coming
glimpse
out
of it.
sometime this year.
I think we're just gonna get like a big, maybe a Zelda anniversary direct or something for
Yeah,
specifically that game. But I think it'll just
probably.
come after the Splatoon one that's coming on the 30th.
I am a little. It kind of looks like Nintendo hired this man for this one.
Yeah, a
From
little
the
bit.
little bit they
From what they
showed.
showed, yeah, I think they should have showed more because I don't think that that's what it's going to end up looking like. But I think
I
this
hope
was just
so.
like
Yeah,
a
I
poor.
agree.
This was a poor showcase for what it left a lot to the imagination and not in a good way, I guess.
It kind of looks like a strange homunculus the way that
Yeah,
he
he
sleeps.
looks weird. He looks weird.
I really hope the whole game doesn't look like that because I think a big part of the appeal of Ocarina is how good the art is. Like, just make it look like the fucking manual. Like,
Yeah.
Oh no.
the manual's so pretty. Yeah, you saw it. You saw Greg the homunculus version of Link.
Oh, please, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
excited
like,
to see the weird creatures, like the guys that actually look weird in Ocarina
Yeah,
of Time,
like
like the stable
the
guys. Like, what are
redouts.
they gonna look like?
Mario and Luigi, straight up.
Horrendous monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean-
Ocarina of Time 3D is already almost the perfect version of Ocarina of Time, so I'm a little like I could see this. I don't see it getting a bad critic score, which is what's pissing me off. But I could see myself not liking it.
It could be underwhelming for a person who's played the original, the 3DS remake, and they're coming back again, and it's like, well, I
Yeah,
don't know how much they're improve on.
as someone who hasn't played Ocarina of Time, to me it's like if
What the fuck?
Yeah, I know.
Brother,
I mean, I played Breath of the Wild. That's like the only Zelda game I played. I played a little bit of Skyward Sword.
you're killing me here.
So, in my mind, just as an observer, I think if you're gonna make the game like if you're gonna take a really wild swing in how it looks and like that's gonna be divisive, I say like if the original, obviously the original game and the 3D are still present, you can go and play them. I say take some big swings in like the gameplay too, and in terms of like maybe adding some stuff, because I know there's been kind of a conversation is like, will they actually add any like content, for lack of a better term, to this remake. I think if you are sticking faithfully to the art style of the original, and just making that look as good as it can, I think you don't go in that direction. I think you just preserve the game as it is and like make it look really nice. But I think if you're gonna really take a wild swing on the graphics of it, I think it'd be interesting to see what they could do in this modern age to build on what I've heard is a perfect game.
Mm-hmm.
I
hope
don't
they
think
add
that the graphics are that crazy of a swing. Like, at least the
What, the-
N64 version, like a lot of those textures in that were literally just PNGs of like
Mhm.
real things. Like
Yeah,
that was as
the-
realistic as games were at the time.
I'm thinking
Yeah,
of it
like, there's a
compared
shark.
to.
There's a picture of a shark. It's
Yeah, but
literally
it still
just a
looked-
stock photo of a shark.
But the game in general looked really good, right? Like
Yeah,
I feel like it
I like the style still.
Yeah. And
I think Ocarina of Time 3D looks fucking stellar, except for the fact that it's on 3DS, so it could have
Yeah.
anti-aliasing and stuff. And it could use some larger textures, like more detailed ones. But really, just making it look like Nakano's art, like, would be gorgeous. I sort of would prefer like a more hand-drawn feel to it, I guess. I guess
but then
it's
how do you
Yeah,
do that
scenario,
though? Like,
but-
do you do like cell shaded kind of style?
Yeah,
or
I mean,
what
I'm
do
not
you-
a game developer, so I could just be asking for like the most ridiculous shit of all time. But I sort of just don't really like an especially realistic art style for this game, I'd say. Because
Yeah, it
like
looks
Unreal
weird.
Engine style.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
Yeah.
I think I at least hope that they keep all of the improvements that they had in the 3DS
from the
version,
3DS one.
because
Yeah.
there's some massive improvements in that game. Obviously,
the
they should
only
have gyro aim. I couldn't imagine a world
Oh,
where they
yeah.
don't bring that over. But a couple little things like making the iron boots an item that you put on instead of going to the menu to swap them out every fucking time
Yeah,
you need to change
yeah.
them. The tweaks to the water tempo made it infinitely more tolerable. Like, there's so many little things in that version that are tweaked to be better. Like, there's these Sheikah stones that are kind of weirdly placed, but there's a thing where you can crawl into them and do like a boss rush. Like, you can fight old bosses. With,
Well,
like,
and they give
pre-made
you kind
loadouts,
of
which
like
is really cool.
they would also, like, if you hadn't played for a while, you could go and they would be like, "This is what you were doing," so you kind of like
Yeah,
know
which
just
is
like
very nice.
what was
Yeah,
I
it's a little-
doing? Yeah.
That's cool.
It's a good way to have a little hint option for people who might need it, but those
Mhm.
things would be a little obtuse back then. But I also hope they get rid of some of the censorship that was in the 3DS version, because there are things like they took out a lot of the blood and stuff that was in, especially the Shadow Temple and the well. Things like that. The chanting was taken out of the Gerudo one, but that was done in the N64 version as well. But I would like to see them bring that back. They were
I don't
worried
know,
it was
I
too,
d-
like, Arabic
The
sounding.
Gerudo
I
stuff
think.
was a little racist, so I don't know. If they're gonna
Yeah.
bring that back. It's a little
But-
super racist, so
A little bit. But, that's the
I
price
don't
we
think
pay.
they're gonna bring that back.
Uh,
They should make
Well,
the
I,
Ganon.
I don't think the chanting in the
temple
temple necessarily was. Yeah. Oh my god. Fucking hell.
because they made it.
that
Like,
is honestly,
daytime, like,
unironically, the biggest
That's the
issue
biggest-
with the
yeah, that's the
3DS version. Like, not a joke. But yeah, it's. I mean, it's kind of fucking incredible. I played it a couple years ago again, and that game holds up really well. So I would love to see a just like version that takes all those improvements and takes out all the weird shit they shouldn't have changed and just makes that. That's the perfect world for me. I've heard some people say they think they're going to split it into 2 games. I don't think there's any
No.
way that happens.
Yeah,
Because it would be
yeah,
the
if you
dumbest
have a
decision
brain
they could
aneurysm-
possibly make.
Well, I also feel like you have to be a stupid person to just even think that, or you've just never played the game because it doesn't even
Yeah.
like, that doesn't make any sense at all. That's like not even
You would have
possible.
like a 10-hour game.
Yeah. Now, the only stupid crackpot theory that I like is that when you finish the game, it'll lead straight into Majora's Mask, and it'll be like a surprise like ending, and you just play the whole game of Majora's Mask. That's not gonna happen.
That'd be
But
awesome.
it'd be crazy.
I mean, it'd be cool if it just like next year
Oh.
they release a remake for that game too.
Yeah.
I
I hope they have
I
Master
wouldn't be
Quest as well.
surprised. Yeah, oh yeah, the Master. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I would like them to not remove Master Quest because I get very mad at it, but I'm glad that it's there. But Backrooms
Alrighty.
fucking good, man. It's
Yeah.
a good game.
So good.
Yeah, so now we'll move on to kind of the back half of the show. We don't have a trivia this week, but hopefully that'll return next podcast.
Long enough show as it is.
Yeah.
Since we took a little bit of a break because of the shows.
Yep, yeah. And again, you can catch all of our reactions on SavePoint Tube on YouTube to many of the shows.
Wow.
So, Fox, what is your personal anecdote you have here?
Yeah, so this is something I was going to just share, but then I thought it would be funnier to bring it up on the podcast. I was driving home from the bar. This was literally like an hour ago. And I saw this car, and they had this sign on the back taped to the window of the car. So, just because I don't think we have like a good way to show things.
Can you like show it on your phone or something?
Eric just just
I-
put it on the thing.
Oh yeah, you're just dragging in front of our
Yeah.
faces, I guess.
Is
It
it?
doesn't
You
have
can
to be a
literally
different
drag an
window.
image into OBS.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah.
That was like a different language to me.
Let me see. I'll pull it up so everybody can see it. Taking longer than hoped. Oh no. You're saying you can just like drag it straight on?
Yeah, that's what I do.
Oh yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Okay, what does it say? Tubi answers cosmic hoax.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, war.gov/UFO something. Tubi answers cosmic hoax, lost century, unseen realm. And then there's a UFO equals, this is important, money sign or money emoji.
No, man.
Money man.
No, there's a man standing there, and then there's
Yeah,
money.
that was what I said.
Man, money face, angry face.
Yeah.
Alien does not equal devil. See
No,
it for Amy.
UFO.
I believe I believe that may be a demon because there's been certain speculation that aliens are demons recently. We've been hearing that in certain circles.
Okay.
Though as believers we know that's not true.
Out of the most idiotic populace on Earth.
So I saw this taped to the back of a car on my way home. And
Wow.
I just had to take a picture of it because I was at a red light, luckily. And yeah, so I was very curious about what the fuck this meant. I actually only just now realized it said war.gov. I thought it said liar for a second. So I went to the website. It does seem to be like the Department of War's release of the alien file shit
Oh, interesting.
that they're trying to use to distract us from the Iran thing.
Of course.
But I was very confused about Tubi answers.
Yeah, what is Tubi? How does Tubi play into this?
So I'm glad you asked. I, of course, went to Tubi.com.
Okay.
As everyone should. Fantastic website. I love Tubi. And I decided to start searching for these. These appear to be weird schizo alien documentaries on Tubi.com that they are asking us as people searching for the truth, as we all are, to go and find. And I found out looking for these, Tubi has a lot of schizo alien documentaries on it. Like weird shit. I implore anyone listening to go look.
That sounds like a fun
Just
watch.
search around on Tubi. Very fucking funny. But those three, I guess, were the ones they were wanting us to go and look for. For Amy,
know what I'm
you
watching.
see it for Amy.
See, so that's the biggest question mark for me on this picture. What
Who
does
is Amy?
see it for Amy plus plus with an E period above the plus plus? It also appears there may be another word under the plus plus, but I can't tell.
Yeah,
I
brother,
mean,
That
that's
I
like the
don't.
code, right?
I can't crack the code on that.
brother, I got no clue.
I'll have to contact.
Maybe
my
if you
sources and see
watch
what they,
all the
say.
movies, maybe it makes sense.
Ooh, perhaps.
Maybe Amy was
That's a possibility. But I just wanted to share this cool epic sign that I saw on a car in the wild.
interesting.
Because it seems like something you guys would enjoy as fellow truth seekers.
Yeah, it's good to get the truth out there.
Yeah,
But
for
we
sure.
also need to talk about some hard truths. Some hard truths
Uh-oh.
regarding Destiny 2.
The hardest truth being it's really good now.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
well, if you want the real truth, it's been really good for a while now, but many people, haven't been hip to that fact. But yeah, the game recently, we have a video on our channel kind of discussing the situation of Destiny 2 ending live service updates. So we talk a lot about kind of the, meta, what's going on at Bungie and with the game. But more recently, they released that final update, Monument of Triumphs, and this was basically, they did a similar thing with Destiny 1, setting the game in its forever state. So it had a lot of, ton of just quality of life changes that people have wanted for a long time, brought a lot of the content that they presumably had been working on to release later in the year, just kind of brought it into this as much as they could. And then added over 300 weapons to the game, many of them reprised from the game's history, but now brought to like current standards with new perks and the new tiering system. And they've kind of injected that into every activity, every place in the game. So every raid, dungeon, activity, quest, all the just like open world destinations, everything is dropping good, valuable loot now, which definitely hasn't always been the case. So they've really just like kind of left it in a state where they've brought all this content back. Everything is worth doing. And it is sad to see many, it is the overwhelming opinion in the community that this is one of, if not the best non-expansion update that Destiny has ever seen. And so it's just very bittersweet. I'm thankful that we got to see this update, and that, the game is being left in such a good state. But of course, it does suck that it's the last one, and it's also, it brought in 167,000 players, concurrent players, just on Steam when this update dropped. Yeah, which is crazy.
What was it before? Do you know?
What was what before? Like how many
Player
people were
count.
playing? So in the couple weeks leading up, when they announced this update, it was actually it rose a good bit. It rose up to like 30,000 when it was kind of meandering around like 15 to 20,000. And in the weeks leading up, a lot more people started hopping back in just for a bunch of reasons. But then once the update dropped, it kind of just exploded. And it's interesting because Steam is the smallest part of the kind of pie chart for Destiny. There are more players playing on PlayStation and on Xbox, or on consoles in general. That's always been how it is for Destiny. Yep. That is the opposite of something like Marathon. Marathon, majority of its player base is on Steam. So, take that for what you will. Marathon's highest player count, I think, is 80,000 people when that game first launched. So to see this easily double it on a just random update coinciding with the end of service, it just...
I would say random.
I don't know if I... Sure, sorry. Not random update. What I meant by that is like a non-expansion...
Not like a big content.
Exactly, yeah. Like a non-expansion update for that to draw in that many people. The Season 2 launch of Marathon, I think, peaked at like 45,000, which those aren't bad numbers, but when we are like talking about the fate of Bungie as a studio and the handling of what it should be working on, I think it is just so clear at this point that they placed a bet on Marathon. I know a lot of devs wanted to work on something new, and that is part of why Marathon came out, but it was also just, Bungie wanting to diversify their portfolio, I guess, and I think they just took, it's clear now that they took the wrong bet. I think they should have stuck with Destiny. I think in the future, unless Marathon can, again, I've said this in the past, unless Marathon can really turn it around in terms of player count and, really foster like a good hardcore community, or not even hardcore, that's not what it needs to do. It needs to get a broader community and really up those numbers. If it can't do that, I think it's either, they pivot to a new Destiny game, they pivot and go back on their word for Destiny 2 and continue to update that. I don't think either of those things are likely, at least in the near future. But with Marathon, I don't see that being what it takes to keep Bungie around in the long term. I think in the short term, in the next couple of years, maybe, especially if they sadly reduce the size of Bungie significantly with layoffs that are probably going to hit in the back half of the year.
They are.
Yeah, which they most certainly are. And I think Marathon could maybe sustain that for a couple years, but the future of Bungie is with Destiny. I think that is clear. So,
yeah, that was a great little recap of the whole situation by our local tier 3 Guardian. And, we have the tier 5 Guardians, me and Marvin, that can sort of provide a little more insight into the current state of the game, I think, than Eric could. Being a tier 3 again, as I said, freshly tier 3, previously tier 2.
yeah, I'm moving on up.
Last night, yeah. As somebody who has not played Destiny in a fat minute, coming back to it, I was kind of struck by how terrible Bungie is at onboarding, because they are monumentally bad at it. They didn't have to worry about it that much with Halo because it was simple enough that you could just get in there.
Yeah.
But with like a Destiny or a Marathon, especially in the current state of their company, going into that game, you are just fucking inundated with 6 billion little glowy icons that you have to mouse over or click on non-fucking stop for a while, honestly. And it's a little tricky figuring out where to like start going. It's a little tricky to figure out how gear works and things like that. And it is infinitely more accessible if you just have somebody there that can explain the game to you, which for me has been Eric. I joke about it because for some reason we don't know why there's like this Guardian tiering system where if you've done enough things in the game, you get assigned a like Guardian rank,
and they reset every
10, I believe,
back down to a certain level. I don't know why mine is so low, but your guys' is higher.
Yeah, Eric's is at like, it was at 2 and mine was at 5 for some reason, even though I haven't played the game since a little bit before the fucking
it was
Final Shape came out. And Marvin hasn't played since Final Shape, but we were both level 5 and he was level 2. So I've been bringing that up quite a bit. But, luckily he's there to explain what all the shit means to me, and I don't have to go through Bungie's terrible tutorial for everything, where I have to read a bunch of boring shit and go into random menus until it lets me just miss the pop-up, in which case I will not read it and instantly close it. Just having a person there that's already done it is the best way to learn the games, which is the reason I think Marathon isn't connecting for people, because that game I've heard is really good when you get into the later, like more hardcore player sides of it.
Yeah.
But it needs to grab people, because there are not these people that are willing to Sherpa people through, like there were for Destiny for years.
Yeah.
People who like dedicated themselves to it. Because even in Destiny 1, I had to be Sherped along by someone else. Mostly when I started playing during Taken King. It's just, I don't know. When the best way to get into your game is to have somebody that's already played it, I think you've fucked up on some level. And you need to go back to the drawing board if you're wanting to pull people in, because just having a more accessible point for players to jump into would do wonders for these games.
Yeah.
But I think that's fair. I think
that being said, game's fucking fun. Destiny, I think, is one of the best feeling shooters on the market, period, even still. If not the single best. Just actively playing Destiny is one of the most fun things in video games for me. The stuff that they put around that is more where the issues start to arise. But I've been really enjoying our time playing it the past few nights, especially the dungeon we did last night. The dungeons are very fun, and we will have a full thing on the dungeons, I think, later. But I kind of cut off Marvin there, so I'll let him share his thoughts. I apologize.
Oh, you're fine. I was just going off what you were saying, like in the moment about that direction and the onboarding process. And to me, it's like I agree, but Destiny 2 is so far in it, like it's kind of hard to
Yeah.
reconcile. Hopefully, with the fact that, like we've been saying, this update is really incredible. The gameplay is there to back it up. The content's there permanently.
Yeah.
If enough people keep playing it and the numbers are there, I could definitely see Bungie or the head company Sony going, "Oh no, maybe we do want a Destiny 3."
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I think
take
it's sort of
a couple years to work on that and make that onboarding process better or fix some of the bigger issues of Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's sort of a problem that every MMO has, I think, to an extent. Like trying to get into a game that has decades of content, like WoW or something. It is definitely intimidating to do, and it's hard to see where to draw lines to facilitate new players. Because you could do something like EverQuest does, where you just have to play through all the content as it goes, like in order. But if there's expansions that you don't give a shit about, it's like, well, you might be alienating new players who don't want to play through
Interesting.
all of this shit.
You can't skip that stuff. You just have to play it in order. Yeah.
You
stuff.
may be able to. It also might be like an optional thing where you can like unlock the expansions as you go. I don't really know. I forget, but like it's really hard to create onboarding ramps for these things
Yeah.
that have been around for a very, very long time because they get muddled in so many systems because they want to keep current players interested.
Yeah.
But then that risks like, well, what if it's too complex for new players? It's something that's primarily been struggled with.
It's a tightrope to walk for sure. I think,
Which I don't think they should struggle with in Marathon. I don't know how they did because that game isn't really the same kind of live service, infinite expanding, constant new gear drops and shit that Destiny is.
yeah, I think with Marathon it was more of a like UI issue. And like, but it's tough because like I honestly don't think the UI in Marathon is bad. I just think that there are so many systems that navigating them is tough. Like just getting into the game and playing, it's pretty straightforward. And Marathon is much easier to do that. You can just you just hop into matches in Marathon and you kind of figure it out. It's the out of match stuff that is tough. And it's something like Destiny, you're fiddling with that out of match stuff a lot more often. So I think that's where the friction is worse in Destiny. But yeah, I think we could talk about it for a year, but
I will say it's like
great though.
Yeah, the game is great. The gameplay is super great. I think the fiddling out of match stuff, although it's a lot and it is overwhelming, it is also one of my favorite parts about that game.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
exploring
Once you
different-
understand it,
once you
it's
understand
great.
it, it's incredible. Yeah.
looking for quests, getting the builds going, getting your fit looking
Yeah.
sick as fuck. Like it's just endless stuff you can do.
Yeah. And endless
In and
things
around.
to work towards, especially now. Like,
Yeah,
that's what, like
really.
me and Mark were talking about it. Like, it is in a great state. I am going to continue playing it, especially right now, and I'm sure in the future I'll keep dipping back in. But certainly once I'm manifesting it, once they announce that Destiny 3 will come one day. I don't know how far into the future that will be. Like,
I believe.
just having Destiny 2 in the state that it's in will be I'm like totally fine with that. I'm like, take as much time as you need. Like there's so much still to get through and to work towards in this game in its current state. I just want to have hope for the future, as Paul McCartney
really
says in
cheap
his
now.
hit Destiny 2 song.
Well, and I think that's like, if you do have that hope playing Destiny 2, like you're saying, it's more of like a, oh, this is so fun, I cannot wait to see what they cook up. Instead of a,
Exactly.
oh, this is so fun, I'm never going to be able to play a game like this ever
Yeah,
again.
exactly.
This is it. I'm eating away at the last cookie they gave me.
Mm-hmm.
When
Oh,
it's gone,
there's
it's
6
gone.
trillion cookies on the tray.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
there's
it's
a billion new
really
objectives.
big cookie. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
And it's
Fuck
really
it,
cheap
so.
now too. You can get the entire game for like $25, which is
Yeah.
If you're a
fucking
new
stellar.
player, or if you played before, this is the time to get into it.
100%.
It will
get
discount for
all
the
the
expansions
DLC.
you already own, so like
Yep.
absolutely go buy it.
Mhm.
Eli, when you jumping in with us,
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna hop in.
what if I said you can be Jace Bellerin?
Well, I'm not gonna pay money to be Jace Belleran.
What if Eric pays money for you? to be Jason
Okay,
Belleran?
why don't you
Okay,
pay money? What the fuck?
Yeah, what happened?
But yeah,
Tier 3
hop-
has to do it.
hop
Tier
in.
5s don't have to spend money for other players.
there will be some more save point content related to Destiny. I think we're gonna rank the content that's in there in terms of like the dungeons, raids, exotic missions. Since this is what it's gonna be like for the rest of time. So yeah, that'll be fun. Look forward to that. Okay, Eli and Fox. I believe y'all have been playing a little game called Mina the Hollower.
As it happens,
Perhaps.
we've dabbled.
So how's that been? I know this has been a long time coming for both of you.
Oh yes, sir.
I think
I
we both
fucking
100%
adore it.
in it at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Quite
adore
good.
this game. It's so fucking good.
I don't think it's my favorite. I think as of games that are released this year, I still like Pokopia more, but I really, really, really like Mina the Hollower.
It completely mogs for me.
Truth nuke, really?
Well, I mean that's just like a more of my type of game.
Interesting. I wouldn't have thought that though. I would have thought Mina was maybe more your style, but hey. Oh well, I guess not a Souls game if that's kind of the angle.
Yeah,
you're taking.
Mina obliterates Pokopia for me, which I like Pokopia even, but Mina's just fucking. I don't think anything else is touching it this year except maybe Control, but we'll see. And even then, I think it'll be hard because Mina is exactly my shit, on so many levels. I love Yacht Club, as I've stated many a time. And I love Souls games, which I don't know if I've talked about very much on here. Elden Ring is one of my favorite games ever. I've played all through Dark Souls games. I played a chunk of Bloodborne. I need to finish it. And I've not played much Demon Souls, even though I do own it. But I had high expectations going in, and I think they got blown out of the water completely. Because I know Yacht Club knows how to make a quality ass product. Shovel Knight is one of, if not my favorite game of all time. It's definitely probably the game I've put the most time into across various platforms, and all of its campaigns. And Mina, I think, will be very much the same story. I'm going to be picking at this game for a while.
Yeah. I'm definitely like pacing myself to just like in like a month or two to do my new game plus, and then do just keep going through them. But I was like, I don't want to jump straight back into it so I don't get burnt out because I've already like put like 30 hours into it to 100% it.
That's smart.
So just to frame it, Mina the Hollower is sort of a aesthetically very Game Boy Color style Zelda game, specifically Link's Awakening. It takes a lot of cues from, which I love Link's Awakening, so love that. It takes a lot of visual cues from Castlevania, like a lot of visual cues from Castlevania. But its gameplay is much less Zelda-like than I anticipated. The thing it reminds me the most of is honestly Bloodborne.
Yeah, I can see that.
The way it sort of segments its maps and has them loop around back into each other, like opening up shortcuts to get back into earlier areas and stuff. It just feels so like both condensed and sprawling in a way that doesn't really make sense unless you've played it. Going in, they had made this thing where they were like, you don't even really need a map. You have this fountain in town that shows you where to go. That fountain I looked at once the entire game. Do not listen to that version. It is not useful at all. The thing that you want to look at is the newspapers.
The
newspapers are goated. It's sort of because you can go anywhere right from the beginning of the game, and you very much can.
You're not
really
getting
go
far.
anywhere. Yeah, because it doesn't scale the enemies with your level. So you can go to like right to the end game and just get obliterated by the shit that's around there. But there's sort of an intended route to go down. But essentially, the way that the game is structured, it wants you to be exploring every single little corner of this map, and you can get to any corner of this map with anything that you have. It does not get anything.
There definitely are some places you need trinkets or
you need some upgrades, but it gives you like a billion ways to get through it, though. Like there's not a thing where it's like you need this trinket to get through.
Can you?
Yeah,
Um,
there are none that are essential. I don't think.
Eli, can you put your mic up just a little bit closer to your mouth,
Mm.
or like up maybe? That might help.
I think I just twisted it by
Oh, there you
accident.
go. There you go. That's good.
so yeah, it's not a Metroidvania at all. Um,
Yeah,
it
it's
doesn't
not.
have really persistent upgrades. It's closer to like a Metroidvania Outer Wilds type thing, really, where the knowledge that you accrue is really what tells you what you can
Mhm.
do and how to get to things.
Yeah.
Which is why, also playing through it in the recommended order, it teaches you the things about the game naturally through the level design and layouts in a way
Mhm.
that feels really smart and interesting. Where going back into it, it reminds me, probably a better example would be Tunic. If either of you
Okay.
have played
Yeah.
that.
That checks out. I haven't played Tunic, but
Um,
from what I know of it,
very
yeah, that
good.
makes
If
sense.
you liked it, you will love this game. And it's just I have not felt a way about this game uh, since Elden Ring, legitimately, where I just want to explore every scrap that is on my screen, and I feel
Mhm.
like there was always more to discover, and there was always something worth looking for. Every single thing that the game felt like it was leading me towards had a payoff that was satisfying and interesting, and I never had a single time where I was not enjoying being in this world, except maybe that fucking bike part in the sewers. But
See, I didn't have too much trouble with that one. It only took me like 2 or 3 tries.
that one for me, I was playing with the Switch 2 Pro controller, which has a not so great D-pad, um, and
And also
the
the
precision that I
Joy-Cons.
have with it. Yeah, but those are much. You're not going to get a lot of misinputs on the Joy-Con.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I can see that.
uh, the second I switched controllers, I did on my first try, so that was. It also it's very combat heavy. It really like
Yeah,
you're fighting a
yeah,
lot
it's
in this game.
yeah.
Uh, there are 5 main weapons, 3 of which you can pick from at the start. Those being the whip, the daggers, and the hammer. I went with the whip
Yeah, me too.
because I think it just felt really good, and I used it the entire game. I didn't really switch up.
The only time I used a different weapon is there's I would say the last world, not counting the like when you're going to the final boss, the mirror world. Uh, I got the gun weapon, and
Mhm.
I kind of just kept using it because I felt like it was so strange, and then that mirror world is also very strange. So I was like, well, I got it here, and whenever you find a new weapon, like. Well, basically, you can get like an upgrade for your weapon at this blacksmith guy, or find them in the world, and there's only 3, and each time you get a new one, it just kind of upgrades your weapon. Um, and so I found
Yeah.
that there,
So.
and I was like, oh, I'll just use it for this section. But I use the whip everywhere else.
Mhm. Uh, yeah, the gun is sort of like a Mega Man Buster shot. Like you attack enemies with a Legend of Zelda style sword slash to get ammo, which you can then
Yeah,
fire,
yeah,
and then you can upgrade into being a charge round,
I like that.
and it
which
like
is very
bounces.
sick.
It's very neat.
Yeah, and then there's a shield
The
that lets you
strongest.
parry. The shield is like it's not really a shield; it's like a coffin with an arm coming out of it.
Yeah, yeah, you're carrying
Uh,
a coffin. It's cool.
and like you have a really short range attack, but it also gives you a parry, and you get a thing where you can throw it like a boomerang and then bounce off of it to get further. The hammer gets like this crazy explosion and then follow up stab, and it's designed in a way where you can like hold up a charge and then roll around the arena like with the charge held. It's like very Monster Hunter hammer if you've played with that at all. Um, and then the daggers get some abilities where they can like you can throw them, and there's ones where it's like you can dash with them. And then the whip gets the ability to wiggle it around and like poke things with it, which is very fun.
And a precision, like if you hit on the tip, it does more
Yeah,
damage.
uh, and I think the structure of the game makes it so that the beginning is going to be the roughest time you have getting into it.
Yeah, yeah,
Because you're still learning it. The controls, like wrapping your brain around them, felt sort of weird for me. I think Eli, you said you didn't have much trouble.
yeah. I didn't have
Uh,
that big of a problem with it.
but the whip has a pretty significant delay that you have to adapt to. That and burrowing is sort of the main way that you're interacting with the world outside of your weapons. Where when you jump, you can keep holding the button and it will put you into the ground, and you can sort of swim around underground, where enemies will not be able to hit you for like a couple seconds, and then you pop back out. But you have to jump before you can get in there, so you have to sort of start anticipating enemy attacks, even more than like the roll in a Souls game, because you have to be in the air while they are swinging, or you will get hit.
Are you invulnerable
Um,
while you're in the air?
no,
okay.
There are trinkets that you can get that sort of give a few iframes and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's the raw experience of it. You have to be like anticipating,
Mhm.
which took a little bit of getting used to. But once I did, it felt really good. And you also get sidearms, weapons that you carry around with you. They function exactly like they do in Castlevania if you've played any of the 2D ones, where you pick up like an axe or a dagger or a shield or a bike or parasol or whatever. There's a couple more. And instead of being like a permanent upgrade that you swap between in your little underbase bonfire area, they are transient. So you get them in the area. If you die, you lose them. Unless you have an upgrade that lets you keep on to one that you can get later in the game. Uh, and they require like a weapon energy to use, like the hearts from Castlevania. So you can run out of the ammo for them and have to get them from like shit on the walls or from enemies dropping them. Uh, Personally, my favorites were the axe and the buckler shield that lets you do like an air dash. I think those were what felt the best for me. I also really like the lantern. That was like a really slow wind up and then crazy damage hit. That one was a lot of fun to use.
I like
But
some
they
of the
not
summons.
only
Those were fun.
little summon ones are neat. Yeah, some of them also give you like movement abilities.
Yeah.
The parasol that lets you jump farther, and the shield buckler like I said, gives you an air dash. Things like that. It's
And the bike, of course.
crazy. Like
You
it is
ride a bike.
crazy. Yeah, the bike is great. It's fucking insane how much shit you can get to modify your playstyle. Because I haven't even gotten to do the trinkets. Because there's like 100 little items that you can get that change the game either in like really small ways or enormous ways
Mhm.
that are incredibly substantial. So there's one that's like, if you die, you respawn one time. It gives you the Sekiro death mechanic.
Okay.
And then there's one that's like, instead of having to land and then jump again to burrow, you can just pop out and then re-burrow immediately. Which once I got it, I never took it off because that shit felt great to me. There's ones that like enhance your jump. There's one that gives you an air dash. There's ones that give you more of the healing juice, which I'll talk about in a second. There's ones that like just you can completely change the way this game plays entirely through its gameplay mechanics. You can by the end of the game you can equip like 6 trinkets, and you can
Yeah.
get some insane builds going. Like
I
the
think
build
what I
starting
did,
in this game is wild.
I just like basically maxed out anything that did a lot of attack, that maybe like do tons of damage, and then the one that let me overfill my healing and heal really fast. So I was just like really glass cannony.
Ooh,
I
that's
would
fun.
kill like everything in like 2 shots at most.
So yeah, the way healing works in this game is really weird too, because it's kind of a weird hybrid of the Estus and Rally systems. Uh,
Rally
which
from
sounds
what?
weird because it is from Bloodborne.
Oh,
You know the
gosh.
mechanic where when you take damage,
Yeah.
if you can hit them back fast enough, it heals that much damage. Uh, so you get these things called plasma vials, and when you take damage, you use them to heal, just popping them like an Estus. But the amount that you can heal is determined by how much damage you have done to enemies without getting hit. So to get the opportunity to heal, you have to hit shit a few times to start filling up that bar. And it creates this really interesting dance of like, do I pop it now with less healing, or do I risk getting more hits in so that I can just heal like all at once without having to waste a vial? Because it's like I have a limited number of these until I can respawn or get to a like bonfire. So how do I want to distribute these getting through this area? And it's a really weird mechanic, but I really learned to love it. I thought it was really cool. I got to a point where I could sort of I went for a more defensive build where I could just face tank damage and just wail on them, and it would heal. It would fill my plasma so quickly that I could just spam health potions. Like it just busted the bosses like that. Because yeah, once you get a handle on it, the bosses aren't too bad. I don't think any of them gave me too much trouble.
Yeah, I think especially like a lot of people that I think had problems with difficulty probably weren't playing the game in the intended order, or just going into areas that they probably shouldn't have been in. Because after the first area of the game, I got to, like I think I 1 or 2 tried every single boss. Like it was
Yeah.
not that big of a deal, and then I barely died from then on.
Are there? I know there's accessibility options. Are there difficulty levels?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, so this is interesting.
Harder or easier.
Yeah, there's the accessibility options are like a massive menu of a shit ton of modifiers that you can apply. And they have preset modifiers that you can also turn on that just activate certain ones. So you can just be like, I want the easy mode that they suggest. And it throws on all these modifiers and you can, tweak them or turn them off as you see fit. And so there are things that range from like you can jump infinitely, you can not take damage when you fall into pits, which, there were times where I wish I had that. There's like you have more of these little bonfire areas or less of these bonfire areas. You can make it so that one spawn outside of every boss room, like the Stakes of Marika from Elden Ring. Just like you can really, really tweak the shit out of this game, which you couldn't Shovel Knight as well with the cheats. But this is just more flatly shown to you than it was in that game.
I want to try some of the weird ones because I didn't really dive into it that much. But there are also ones that just aesthetically changed the game, which looked funny.
So there's one where it like replaces every proper noun in the game with the word butt.
Classic.
Which they had in Shovel Knight as well, so it was like shovel butt and shield butt. We're going through here. It's very, very juvenile, very funny. And there's once you beat the game, you unlock a randomizer, like an in-engine randomizer that you don't have to mod.
That's really cool.
Which is very interesting. There's a bunch of new game plus options once you get into that. There's ones that just make the game literally unplayable. Like there's ones that like rotate the screen every time you're walking and just make you sick. There's one that just makes Mina bigger on the screen. There's one that turns her into a weird werewolf. There's so much shit in these games. And I haven't even really touched these yet. So on top of all of the
is in the base game. That's the thing you can do in base game.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah,
Which
if
one
you
is?
get a certain combination of items, like basically Mina
werewolf
turns into
thing.
like a giant monster. She's like instead of being like a one tile kind of large, she's almost like 2x2, and she has a
that's
completely
cool.
different move set. Yeah.
That's cool.
But that's in the base game. There's an NPC that hints towards it, but if you just get a certain combination of items and equip them, it turns that on.
Yeah, and for the record, with the exploration, there were very few times where I felt like I needed to look something up to figure things out.
Yeah.
I think
There were
maybe
a couple
twice.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think two or three is probably about where I was.
But they are really good about giving you the tools you need. Like,
Yeah.
talking to NPCs will hint at things like Zelda 2 style. As you upgrade your under lab, which is your little bonfire area, you get a thing that gives you a map of like the overarching regions. It's not a specific map. It doesn't show you like fast travel points or anything. But then you can also get a thing that tells you what your collection progress in those areas is, like what items you're missing. And the other thing that you get, which I think is the best upgrade for the underlab,
Yeah.
this is the
100%.
little skull on your HUD. If you're in a room with a secret, its eyes turn red, and if you're next to a room with a secret, its eyes turn blue.
Yeah.
So it makes it really, really, really like viable for you to hunt these things down yourself. Which there are so many trinkets.
Some of them are very much like a single tile map will look different, and if you just don't notice it, then you're not gonna find it. So you really have to like keep watching all the walls, and even talking to the NPCs too, as Fox said. Like some of them will literally just be like, "Hey, if you see this thing, burrow and you'll find me." And it's like, okay, sure.
And you should be talking to the NPCs because this game is fucking funny.
Yeah, there's a lot of funny
very
dialogue.
funny. And the story itself is very interesting. It's pretty standard. Like Mina as a character is so fun. I really like Mina. She's this fun little mouse. Gets these badass introduction screens whenever she gets to a new area. She basically built these 6 generators around the island with the help of the comically nice mayor. Like so ridiculously nice. It's like not even like a thing to be like, yeah, he's gonna betray.
Is it Zoran Mouse Donnie?
He's a Mayor
pretty much.
Lionel. He's a big lion. Like the game opens with him being like, "Oh yes, come along. I'm doing this orphanage opening because I'm turning this part of my house into an orphanage for these underprivileged children." And like as you play through the game, there's so many weird characters that are just so funny. There's a scene in the area called September, which is this really pretty fall themed area, which I won't spoil, but it had
that's a
me
really funny
dying laughing. I'll just say like jumping all the leaf piles because it's very
it's a
fucking
really
funny.
thing that happens.
And every area is so interesting and unique too. Like there's the crypt area, and there's the weird beach, the bayou that you can go to. the weird mirror dimension.
It's probably my favorite
Which is really
area.
fun.
I loved the
Yeah,
mirror one.
I think aesthetically it's great. My favorite to play through was probably September, the like autumnal area.
Mm-hmm.
I like that name
And
for that.
yeah, the what's the other one? The snow area was pissing me the fuck off, but it was fun still. Um,
Someone didn't find
yeah,
the snow boots that stopped you from sliding on all the ice.
Oh.
Which made
I
that
did. I
really
was more annoyed by the rail grinding.
Oh, interesting. There's
Uh,
not many. There's not that many sections of rail grinding.
yeah, but they're fucking annoying. Yacht Club loves rail grinding sections, and they love dickhead flying enemies.
Yeah.
Which I know also gave people a lot of trouble that I saw talking about it. But people seem to think it was by accident. They were like, what kind of idiot designs this enemy to be able to come at you diagonally when you can only attack in 4 directions? And I'm like, that's the challenge. Like, that's the thing that's tricky. It's not a mistake.
Mm.
Yacht Club loves annoying ass flying enemies. You just have to accept it. But yeah, it's just fucking stellar all the way through. I could gush about this game for hours and hours and hours because there's so much cool shit to find. And me and Eli have talked like even off call a lot about like the shit that we found.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was so fun just talking to him about like, oh, did you find this thing? It's like, no, what's this thing over here? It was just such a fucking blast.
It sounds fun. Sorry, go ahead.
No shame in those difficulty modifiers either. You can really tweak the shit of it. Like, I don't think they should be
I'm not a
required, but
Wookiee,
if they want to
so
put them in it, like, I don't know too bad. There are ones that's like, yeah, it's like, yeah, fall damage off the pits did not feel necessary to me. I didn't turn it at any point. I never touched the modifiers.
Spikes. Yeah, I didn't
But
mess with them.
it's-
Well,
ooh.
I think if you're still having trouble after that first area, and it's like frustrating, then I probably would turn them on.
Yeah.
But because like I said, like I mean, even with you, like all the main bosses are like pretty easy after that
Yeah, they're
first
not too bad.
area.
Okay, that's
'Cause you just get so many upgrades that it's not that difficult.
Are there like some like Souls like optional bosses that are
Oh,
significantly harder?
Absolutely.
20 something, I think. I don't know. There's a few that are significantly harder, but
Okay.
as I say, once you get upgraded, because there was one I kept trying to do, and I was like, nah, this is impossible. I need more upgrades. And then once I got upgraded, I went and did it first try, and I was like,
Gotcha.
okay.
Oh, it also has this system with money where you collect bones as your currency, and when you hit a certain threshold, you bone up. And you can upgrade your
That was building up
attack.
a lot.
You can upgrade your attack, your defense, or your sidearm damage, or you can store them. And it has this thing called sparks, where you have a certain number of sparks. You start with 1, you upgrade to 4 eventually. If you die, you drop a spark, and the enemy that killed you picks it up, or it stays in the spot where you landed. If you die with no sparks, you lose all the money you have. I think I only lost bones once, right at the beginning of the game, and I never did again. Because it's sort of like, I wouldn't say it's a complaint I have, but I do sort of wonder like why have corpse running if it is this insignificant.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
But they do also serve as a way to unlock points in the map, like it's a progression gate. But I will say, once you have, like I mentioned the map earlier, once you have gone around this world, you do not need the map. I do not think I know my way around the world of a game better than this one at this point.
Yeah, I would agree.
Because I'm just like, oh yeah, I remember exactly where this fast travel point is to get to this other one. I know exactly where this thing is. It just like locks itself into your brain in this crazy way. And there's also a lot of fast travel methods. Like you have the mirrors, you have the train, a lot of cool stuff.
I can understand why people would want a map, but I just never found myself like, how do I get to this place again? There was, except for maybe like if I'd only been there one time, but then like after, yeah, and honestly, you would even stumble into, I'd be like going down like a weird off the beaten path route, and to be like, oh, I'm just in this other area now, and then I'm like, okay, here's a quicker way to get here.
You get the I'm back in Firelink Shrine moment from Dark Souls 1, which I am now realizing neither of you have had. But people who are watching will know. You get that moment like 30 times. I'd stream it with you. But it's the interconnectivity of this map is fucking insane. It's kind of crazy. But
interesting.
It's so good.
I'm gonna play it. I plan on playing it before the end of the year, especially before we discuss like goatees and stuff. But I think I'm gonna get it on Switch. I feel like this would be a nice like excuse to use my Switch.
I bought it on Switch. It's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, that's
on
where I
there.
played it.
Yeah, the Joy-Con D-pad is my only hesitation, but I feel like I can adjust. I don't think it'll be too big of a deal.
I recommend the GameShare Supernova controller.
I won't be buying anything
I've
called
gassed
the
this shit
GameSir,
up.
so-
I promise you, it's better than it sounds. It's so good.
No, yeah, no, it does seem.
Uh,
But I'm glad to
yeah,
hear it lived. Eli, would you say it lived up to the hype, even if it wasn't your favorite game this year?
I mean, I expected it to be more like Zelda, but like I'm not gonna like hold it against it.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
the game wasn't
yeah.
more like Zelda. But yeah, like I mean, it's like super good, and I have like basically no complaints with it. So
Okay, nice. Yeah, awesome.
Oh, I stuck Star Fox above 007. I didn't mean that.
No, it's fine. What did you want to talk about with
okay.
Star Fox?
Okay, yeah. So as it was mentioned, there was a demo which somehow Eric didn't know about, even though they explicitly said it in the direct and showed it. But yeah, I played through the demo. The demo is very fun. It basically lets you go through the tutorial, and then the tutorial is also kind of interestingly, it plays the cutscenes. So like you go through the tutorial, and then it's like, oh, this is like the opening of the game. It's kind of you playing like a VR sim of the ship flying. But then the mission, it lets you play a full mission, but it's not the next mission. So it kind of like just jumps you ahead a bit. But as someone who's played Star Fox 64, it's like, okay, yeah, this is very, very similar because the mission, I'm like, okay, yeah, I've played this mission and I know how it goes. But you know, I guess I'm just saying, if you play Star Fox 64 and you like Star Fox 64, it's just like a prettier version of that, and it plays, just as well. It is very fun. But something they touched on a little bit is that there are like additional side paths. So I think there's going to be also probably some additional levels because as Eric, I don't know, Fox, if you play Star Fox 64, I guess I kind of assumed you have, but okay. So it has an interesting system where depending on how well you do, or even if you like fail missions, your story, like the way you progress through the map, is different. So like if you like fail to like protect a base, you will go somewhere different than if you had protected that base. And the story will like play out differently.
Oh, I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like a web. It's interesting.
Madam Web.
Oh yeah, her web connects all.
It connects all.
But something interesting that I'm fairly certain this isn't in the N64 version, and they kind of mentioned there's like different paths that go different places. So in this, you can go through the level normally. It's kind of like an asteroid field, and there's like there's some robots. And you gotta shoot the robots and dodge through the asteroids and stuff. And then at the end, you fight like a big boss guy who's been like tunneling through asteroids and stuff. Pretty simple, what you'd expect. But there's some little points as you go that are like these like wormhole points, and if you hit them all, like you keep hitting them and you speed up, so it's like a little difficult to go through all of them. It like took me a couple tries, but it's near the end, and if you hit all of them, you skip. Yeah, I know. Yeah, honestly, I'm not that great at the controls. That's one of the reasons I want to play the demo, because I'll probably stream it, and I was like, I don't want to be terrible at this when I stream it. But if you hit all of them, you go into a wormhole, and you have like a completely separate, a different ending to the level where it's like really weird and crazy, and there's like glowing asteroids and like crazy robots and stuff. And I was like, well, this is really cool. And then when you finish it, you get a completely different ending. So like in the other one, you beat the boss, and everybody's like, yeah, let's go to the next place. We got to go to this like ice planet. But if you go through the wormhole, you end up in a different like physical location, because it puts you somewhere different. So when you're talking to the commander, he's like, yeah, from your location you could go to this ice planet, or you could go to the other planet and like help them in a different way. So it kind of like branches your path differently, but that I don't think there's like I'm fairly certain that's new from the N64 version. Yeah, but it's pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
And I mean, I know you've played one of the earlier versions of that specific Star Fox, right?
Like the N64 one?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? Yeah, I played that one. Yeah.
Okay. So like in terms of like just how it feels and stuff, would you say it's pretty much the same, or does it feel any better, do you think?
the only like I would say it feels very very similar, but I've played the N64 one on the Switch Online, so I felt the button mappings were like a little weird, at least because like the N64 controller looks so different than the Joy-Cons that
Yeah.
it felt a little weird, kind of going, and even like this, the screen.
Oh, you cut out.
Oop,
We might have lost him.
you didn't pause.
We're in.
All right, small technical difficulties there. Yeah, but I basically was just saying, it's a very differently shaped controller, so the button mappings are a little weird, and then even when you're playing the game and it's like you need to press the C button, and I'm like, I don't know what the C button is, or like just showing it on the controller, and I'm like, I don't know which button that is. So that like is a little frustrating, but other than that, like for the N64 version, but for this version, it doesn't have that, so like the controls feel good. And there's like a mouse targeting mode, so like I generally play split Joy-Con anyway, but if you're like, oh, I need something more precise, like during a boss fight or something, you can just go into mouse mode, and then like it zooms in, and then you can like do more just like clicking on the enemies. Oh my gosh, the camera. It's fine. And then also you can I don't know. That's a good point.
Yeah, it does have gyro.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
It does have gyro? Okay, I didn't try. So yeah, I should try that. That might actually make it easier.
Yeah.
Because I play a lot of Splatoon. Yeah, I didn't know that. I'll try that out. But there's also you can play 2-player and have one person controlling the flying and one person controlling the shooting, which I don't know if you can do that in the demo because I didn't see an option for it. But I do really want to try that out because it looks cool.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm excited for the full release. I think
And
like
when is that?
26th or something?
I'm sorry. What'd you say? October 26th? No.
No, this month.
This month. Gotcha. Okay.
Would you rather your brother control the piloting or shooting?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that. I probably the piloting, because I think that's a little easier because it's more of a like dodging the things is a little easier, but also like watch it because I would let him play by himself. Oh, there we are. I'll let him play and not like and just watch him, and then like he would be like. I'd be like, you need to like stay in the center, and he'd just be like in the corner, and I'm like, okay, you need to like move it down, like trying to dodge the asteroids and stuff. But yeah, very fun.
Nice.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Eric,
I'll probably pick it up.
You wrapped up a certain game you've been playing?
With numbers.
Wokey game, perhaps?
I did. I finished 007 First Light. I'm gonna keep it a bit short. I don't have too much to say from last week's podcast, or too different to say from last week's podcast. I've gotten.
Did it turn into a beta mail?
Much further. No, it did not. And so, yeah,
it couldn't.
Already was.
Let me know when you all are done. Yeah, part of the reason is one of my main complaints with the game. Overall, I thought it was great. I thought it was incredibly well made. I think the characters, the story are so good. I think the like Hitman-esque sections where you're kind of let loose into an area and kind of you're just supposed to figure it out, right? I think that's where the game really shines, and that's kind of what I was explaining with the hotel sequence last time. I do think that the structure of the game gets a little rote. It is very much like, okay, this mission, you're going to go to this new location, really cool location. You're going to start with that kind of open-ended structure of, okay, we're here, you need to figure this out. That's all great and dandy. And then you start getting into a little more like combat, like fist to cuffs heavy. The melee combat in this game, like I was saying last time, is just superb. Like the interactions with the environment are so fun. You're throwing bottles like mid combo into someone's face to extend the combo to get the finisher. You're running over here, hitting a fire extinguisher to send smoke everywhere to obscure the people shooting you, so you can like continue the melee. You can like grab people and like run with them and then like throw them into obstacles or into other combatants. It's just like super dynamic, and like I said last week, it's turning that like Hitman simulation style gameplay, just like fitting it into this melee form. So the structure of the missions is, the open-ended nature. talking to people, gathering information, figuring out how you want to tackle these different objectives. Then you're kind of typically getting more into like the melee combat, and then usually each mission kind of ends with a big like shootout and some sort of like unique like vehicle set piece or fun like set piece. But the thing is, that kind of structure remains throughout the game. It's like each mission kind of follows that, and unfortunately, I think the shooting sections, while fun, they're not like super mechanically interesting or unique. And I also don't think the arena design for those sections is very compelling. It is almost always you walk into a room, you see a ton of waist-high walls in front of you, and then there's a bunch of people at the end of the room. Figure out how you're going to defeat them. And it usually goes the same way every time. And it's a shame because, again, those parts are in every mission, and the context for why you're doing those is usually fun. You know, like this went wrong or this person showed up, and that part is fun, but yeah, it just doesn't feel up to par with the rest of the game. It still feels good. The shooting feels fine. It's just when everything else is kind of firing on all cylinders, that's a bit of a letdown, especially because I think the idea of having these shootouts peppered throughout the game is like a really nice form of like almost like catharsis for the restraint that you have to show in the other sections. Like I mentioned, you get like you can't fire a weapon until you have the license to kill. So that moment is pretty impactful, but it loses that impact as the game goes on. When you're kind of like, okay, I have the license to kill. I kind of see how this is going to play out from here for the rest of this mission, you know? So overall, I really enjoyed it. Again, the set pieces and the locations you go to in the story are just all incredible. I think unfortunately, there's a mission like in the middle of the game that really drags it down. And I really got like pretty bored. It's like you're infiltrating this like tech CEO who's kind of one of the like main big bads, like his like mega complex, and I was like, oh man, this is gonna be so sick. But it is a good like 40 minutes of just walking and talking basically with a character who is really interesting. He's kind of a, you know, it's a very like, you know, he doesn't trust Bond, but he's like has to be his mentor kind of thing. And he's played by Morgan from The Walking Dead, Eli.
Oh, okay.
And he does a great job. Such a good character, such a good arc. But it's just kind of them talking for 30, 40 minutes, and you're just like walking really slowly through this place. It really brought the experience down and I don't think it reached the heights of the first half after that point. But I thought the conclusion was good. There were some good set pieces. And again, like the set pieces do differ from a game like Uncharted, where I not only is are the stakes and the situation and the, you know, just the spectacle, like the visual spectacle, all of that is intact, but they typically always have like some sort of interesting like game mechanic to go alongside it. Towards the end, there's like a part where you're I guess like light spoilers, you're like fighting these robots, and it's kind of been built up this whole time. There's like this AI guy is the AI is like the big bad in this thing, and so there's like these AI controlled robots, and the way you're fighting them once like that mission is kind of reaching its like third act is there's this giant metal ball that you can use your watch to basically tell it where you want it to roll to. And so like these robots, you can't just shoot them and kill them, but you figure out that you can use this ball, and you can be like you're just like pointing and aiming on the floor, and then this giant boulder basically is just like going all throughout this like giant, it's like this Arctic like research facility, and like the physical destruction, like you're just like breaking all these things, breaking all these robots, and things like that are pretty consistent with all those set pieces, which I really enjoyed. And I hope that you know, if they do make like another Uncharted style game, or really anything that Naughty Dog makes, I think they could take that cue from them in making those segments a bit more fun and unique from like a gameplay perspective. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed it. A pretty strong finish, even if the middle dragged just like a tiny bit. But yeah, about it for 007.
Wow.
Got some stuff you guys have been watching?
Yeah. We've been watching. I'm taking a little bit of a break. Was disappointing to not like talk about this a little more currently. Because I know, well, before we move into Backrooms, which I know both me and Eric have seen, I can talk
Yeah.
about Spider-Noir a little bit. Because I'm the only one here that's seen it, I assume.
Mhm.
But it's
Yeah.
like really good. I highly, highly recommend it. Nicolas Cage playing like a PI in the like 40s. I think it's like set in like the 30s or the 40s, maybe late 30s. Is really funny because he's like playing it up really over the top, and like
Mhm.
I feel like none of the other characters really are. So he's like just playing like it's very funny. Just
Nicolas
how
Cage
hard
should
he's going
always
into it.
like exist in a realm outside the other characters do, in my mind.
Yeah.
Like Willy's Wonderland, he's like this force of nature, and there's like like stupid teen slasher victims. So I think making him a man at a time is ideal for
I mean,
me.
it kind of even like fits too with him being like Spider-Man. Like he's kind of
Yeah.
different than most of the other characters, except for the other people that have powers. Um, but one thing I'm really glad this didn't do is it's not like a lot of the other like superhero TV shows where it's like he has to earn being Spider-Man. Which I was a little worried at the beginning because honestly, the first episode is probably like the worst episode, and that's like a little aside. But I think after the first episode, it gets like starts getting really good.
I think
but
that's pretty rare for like superhero shows. Honestly, I feel like they usually start strong. If anything,
it was so
WandaVision.
weird. Yeah, no, WandaVision. What was I saying?
sorry, I cut you off.
No, it's fine.
You
It's
like how
fine.
he doesn't earn being
It's
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
flashbang me.
Yeah.
But yeah. Because he starts off and it's kind of like, oh, his like wife or something was killed, and it's more of like a like an Uncle Ben moment kind of thing. But instead of him going like, oh, I have this responsibility and I should keep using it, like he already was Spider-Man for a while, and she dies, and he's like, oh, he was like at a bar and was drunk or something when it happened, so he wasn't able to save her. So he's just like, I'm not even gonna be Spider-Man anymore. I'm just gonna like retire and just be like a normal guy. But then the show is kind of him like learning that like he can't really do that anymore. But he because he is Spider-Man, he kind of has to keep using that persona to do things. So he kind of like begrudgingly uses his like super persona, and then he kind of keeps getting forced into it until he like learns to accept. He's like, yeah, I probably should just keep doing this full time. I will say it's very different than any of like the Spider-Noir like comics, because I've read most of those, and they're all they're very different because he's not like a PI in those, and also he's young, much younger. um so in this, he's like, I mean, he's playing like whatever age Nicolas Cage is, which also leads to funny stuff because he's like, there's parts where he'll just get hit by something and he'll be like, "Oh my bro, I'm so hurt," or like
he says, "Oh my
or it's
bro," that's
climbing through-
crazy.
yeah, he picked that up.
40s slang I was learning.
There's a one funny gag that they do that almost feels like it might have not been intentional, but he like climbs in through a window and his foot is like stuck on the windowsill, and he's like trying to get his foot off and he just cannot do it, and it happens for so long that it really just feels like Nicolas Cage actually was stuck up there and couldn't get down. That's a funny one. But yeah, there's a nice little mystery. I mean, it's a noir thing, so it's like, oh, here's like some pretty lady comes in and has like a job, and then he gets tied in with the mob and starts like piecing together like his past and stuff that happened, like with like how he became Spider-Man and stuff. But yeah, very good, big recommend.
How
Really,
heavy?
really wish.
How heavy is it on the detective stuff compared to the Spider-Man stuff?
I honestly, it's mostly detective stuff, and then he uses Spider-Man as a tool to like learn
that's
to
cool.
learn stuff, and yeah, it's very neat until like his persona as Spider-Man kind of like comes to a head with all of the stuff he's learned and like the different people that have been like looking for him and stuff. It's very, very neat. I do wish this had not released all at once. It kind of has that that dropping all at once problem, because, and even like it's weird because there are episodes that have like straight like cliffhangers on them, and it's like it's like, oh man, that's so crazy. Oh, I'll just watch the next episode and see what happens. But
that's what they're wanting you to do, is be like, I gotta watch the next one now.
Yeah. And it's, usually pays off. I did pace myself with this, not necessarily intentionally, but like I found, because like for life stuff, my work has a lot of sitting and doing stuff, and you kind of need some sort of stimulation while you do it. So I'd like
Yeah.
watch an episode or two, and then like a day or two later, kind of like pick up and keep watching it as I went on, depending on like the day. Or I think I'm gonna watch a few at home, but yeah, I would recommend it highly. I think you guys should watch it. You'd probably like it. There's a lot of
Might
really
give it a
funny.
look.
If you like Nicolas Cage stuff, also, it's just like he's always playing this funny character, and then even like his detective work leads him into pretending to be other people. So he'll just start like playing other people like randomly. It's very funny. There's a lot of good stuff
Sounds
there.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to watch it. I probably will.
Yeah, I'd watch
Seems
it.
interesting. Backrooms.
Oh, I'm so disappointed we weren't able to talk about this here because I feel like
We'll talk about this. You said sooner.
Backrooms. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because like I went and watched it opening night, or kind of opening day, I guess, because
Yeah.
like that
yeah.
Thursday or whatever. I don't know. I think you watched it the same day I did. So
I'm pretty
'cause
sure. I
remember,
think.
'cause
I think I watched it opening night. Yeah.
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 Because I messaged. I've talked with your sister more about this movie than I have with you.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't think I talked to you about it at all.
Yeah. No.
Um,
Well, we were talking on the Discord a good bit. Remember?
that's true. We
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
I've not
That's a
watched
good point.
it.
I forgot about that.
On in the SavePoint Lounge Discord, link below.
I heard
are
they
we in that
didn't
right now.
What? I heard they didn't have the levels. They didn't have the almond water.
Yeah, Kanye,
Yeah,
a
water.
PNG of Kanye West wasn't like chasing the characters around, so I was kind of tuned out.
Yeah. It seemed kind of boring to me not having all that stuff, so I didn't feel like watching it.
Yeah.
I think the last movie I saw in theaters was Borderlands. I realized today. So
I'm gonna kick you
yeah.
from this call.
I'm not proud of it. It's just the way the
That is
world
so
works
sad.
sometimes.
Wow, that is
I
awful.
was gonna remedy it. I think I'm going to see He-Man with my dad.
Okay. well,
Okay, I've heard that's actually pretty.
Yeah,
good.
I want to watch that.
I'll
I think I
report
would
back.
really enjoy it. It seems like
Yeah,
it seems
it
like
looks funny.
the humor seems very up my alley. I want to watch that.
I will report back, but I'll let you guys talk about Backrooms first. I don't want to pull you too off track.
Yeah, what did you think? I know you've watched the Backrooms like YouTube videos, Eli. I have
Yes,
not.
yeah. So I will say I watched those in preparation for the movie because like
Mhm.
I kept seeing people talk about it and stuff, and I was like, I'll just watch this. There's not that much of it. It's like a few hours.
Mhm.
And I I'm honestly like, or even in general, I'm not someone who's like really like, I don't know, afraid of stuff generally,
Yeah.
at least media stuff.
Like scary
big
things
strong
don't
boy
scare you
here.
kind of thing.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
don't bother me. And then
Big strong
even like
man.
liminals. Yeah, I know I'm crazy. No, I mean you can ask Eric. Like we've been in the same vicinity where we're playing scary games, and it's like I'm just a blank slate. Like I'll have
Yeah.
fun with them,
Yeah,
but they're not. I don't get a rush.
I know who I'm going to ask to look under my bed.
This guy. Well, hey, but if maybe there's a real monster. See, that's real life. That's different. But even like liminal space stuff, like I'm like, it's whatever. It's like it's an empty room.
Mhm.
But I did like the YouTube series, like more as like a because there's a lot of framing in there. They show up at kind of near the end and the beginning of the movie. The async researchers. Most of the YouTube series is based around them and like them doing conducting tests and like exploring the back rooms, which is what I like the most of. And I knew this movie wasn't going to be that, but I was glad that they showed up. So yeah, I had a bit of more of a background. I do kind of wish because there's a lot of mysteries and like I don't know if mystery is the right words, but it's like a lot of there's not a lot of explaining in those YouTube series, and even for the most part in this movie, there's not a lot of explaining other than at the end where there's like a bit of a weird exposition dump a little bit where they're like, this is what the Backrooms is, and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, the thing it's like an exposition like sprinkle though. I'm glad
Yes.
it didn't go on longer than it did. Full spoilers for the
Mhm,
Backrooms if we didn't say that already.
Oh,
We're just
yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
talking about it, but yeah,
No.
they just kind of yeah, if that's fine with you, Fox, I'm sure you're fine with that, but
I wouldn't be in the
There's
call
a
if I cared that
monster in
much.
it.
yeah.
I heard you guys say we're going to be talking about the Backrooms, and I used my big human brain to say that probably means that they're going to say spoilers about it, which
Yeah.
some people don't seem to be capable of.
True.
So yeah, I didn't have a huge problem with that. I thought the ending was pretty
I mean,
good.
either die.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Overall, I enjoyed it. I
Yeah.
I liked it. I liked it more as a movie than I think I thought I would. You know,
Mhm.
I thought I didn't love the plot, but I thought the plot was interesting, if that makes sense. I think
Yes.
everything surrounding
Yeah,
the
I
plot
agree.
was very interesting. Like with the world that, I mean, just the set design, the cinematography was all incredible. Like genuinely like so creative. And yeah, but the characters were good enough, I think. And yeah, just what they were going on, I thought it was a nice spin on it, and like they had something to say emotionally, which was nice. And kind of tying that into the idea of the Backrooms, and you know, as a almost like a metaphor, but also a metaphor that the characters interact with, you know. Like a metaphor for their issues that they're also kind of able to face as like a manifestation of that. I thought was really interesting. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. No Kanye,
I know we've
so
talked about
0 out of 10.
yeah, he did pull out something that looked like it could have been almond water at one point though. So
Is that like a thing?
possibly. Yeah, the almond water in
Something
the
about
Backrooms.
it. I saw people on Twitter complaining that it wasn't in
I
there.
think it's like cyanide water or something.
Oh,
'Cause it smells
gotcha,
like
gotcha.
almonds. I don't really. I
Yeah.
honestly, I've seen that vaguely mentioned. I don't know that much.
It's sort of like that lamest interpretation of the Backrooms as a thing where it's like you go through all these levels and you find
Yeah.
objects and it's like a video game.
Yeah, and it wasn't that, which I'm glad it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
There's all
literally
these
just like a dude-
pools.
I mean, would you say pools?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pools.
See, like that's
the pool
that-
level.
That's the thing, though. I'm glad with the restraint that they showed, but I do think a part of me was kind of like I would have liked to see just at least a little bit more of like some of the more varied environments that the Backrooms has, because a lot of it did stick to like the yellow wallpaper kind of thing, and the way it evolves, especially in like the towards the end of the movie, is really cool. But I just think that they could have done that. Like it was so well shot. I know seeing like the pool area and like some of the other things would have been really cool to see in the movie. Like they would have done it justice. And so, you know, maybe they'll make another one.
I will just to interject a little bit. The pool stuff is not in his
Gotcha.
version.
That makes sense.
Like all of the, like as you said,
It's like the TikTok pick your liminal goon room.
Okay. So that's not part of like
yeah.
his original his original series.
No.
Okay.
But his stuff, like there is one of them. Someone goes and finds a giant city, like a giant red
that's
city.
cool.
Like they go through a tunnel, and it's like, wow, how was there like an actual city down here? So, but that was one of the things I was like, oh, if they go to the city, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
But like you get a little taste of that too with like the neighborhood section where she's running down like a near like recreated neighborhood, which is
But
really
it's like
cool.
all the
I
houses
don't
are
know-
like cut in half by the wall, so you're only seeing like the front of the
Yeah,
houses.
yeah.
It's so cool.
There's a section similar to that in one of his videos as well. It's like very similar actually, but I don't think it's the same one. The walls aren't cutting the houses as much, I think. But I from you and me both, I think agreed that the movie felt like it was missing almost like a middle section a little bit, because the main character, as a quick little plot synopsis for Fox who doesn't really know, basically there's this dude named Clark. Yeah, he's like a failed architect and he owns a furniture store. And him and his wife, like either they're divorced or they've had like a falling out, so he's like living in this furniture store. And the store's been having like electrical issues and stuff. And a guy comes in, he's like, I don't know what the deal is with this. And then they find like weird extra switches on the box, and like that are like in a weird location, like jutting out, and they're like, this is crazy. He gets two of his employees, or one of his employees and her boyfriend or something, to film a commercial for him where he's like a pirate. He's like, arg. And the chair he sits in like snaps and breaks, and he's like freaking out because like it's like broken. And then later that night, all the power starts going crazy, and he's like, what in the world? I hate this. And he goes and he starts shutting all the power off and stuff, and it's like not working. And then all the power's off, and he's like, what in the world? And he's like leaving, and out of the corner of his eye in the wall, he sees like a weird like light, like a little sliver of a light. And he goes to it, and he's like, what in the world? And he goes and touches it, and then just like it goes through the wall and is like in the back rooms. And he's like looking around, he's like, what in the world? and he's going and he finds like this weird cardboard cutout that's like saying these words, and he finds like a weird camera in a room and stuff, and then he finds a version of the room that's, and I don't know, you may have noticed this, Eric.
I did not notice it the
I
first time
noticed
I watched it, but I
You didn't
saw
notice
like after.
it. It it's a weird scaled version of the broken chair and like the parrot he had like clipping through the ground, and then like his employees' shoes are like clipping through the floor. But then some crazy monster starts chasing him or something. Like there's like the cardboard cutouts get exploded. He finds a way out and he gets out. And then this is like almost like I don't know if it's supposed to like be a little funny. Or well, he goes to his therapist and he's like, I found this secret room in my in my store, and it's crazy and it's like infinite, and she's like, oh man, this guy's crazy. But then he goes and he gets those employees and he's like, yeah, could you guys get that camera again and follow me down in these back rooms? Or he's like, you gotta help me with something at the store. And he's like, okay, film this. And then he just walks through the wall and they're like, this is crazy. So then there's like a little found footage kind of section where they're filming on this like older camera, like going into the back rooms. And he's like, yeah, it's like a little adventure. We'll go see and have fun. He does not mention some crazy monster person like everything. And they go, and then they find this weird chute and they like tie the rope to this guy. He goes down the chute, and it's as you kind of like, it's like really, it's full of like weird laundry and it's like gross and nasty. And he's like, this place is weird. And he finds like a shirt, the same shirt he was wearing when they were filming the commercial. And he's like, what in the world? How is my shirt down here? And then he starts like hearing something moving. It's like, oh my goodness. And then it's almost kind of funny in the way that just the contrast from how they're having this fun little backrooms adventure with like nothing happening to this guy getting pulled back down the hole, and he's tied there, and he's like tied to like a couch or something, and so they're like trying to untie him, and it's like pulling him, and then he gets pulled in, and they're like, oh no, what happened? But then the couch gets pulled in and pulls them down there too, and you see the dude's mangled, destroyed corpse getting pulled into the walls, and then Clark's just like runs and gets stuck. And then that's kind of where it ends. The found footage section ends with the camera and like his employees like stuck behind a wall or something. It's like not really explained what that was, but the camera gets picked up and it's like hooked up to like a really high position. He like looks at it and it stops. And it's like, okay, that's crazy. This is all in the first like 20-30 minutes of the movie. It's like, what is left of this? And then it cuts to the therapist, and she gets a phone call from him, and he's like, your therapy helped me. I've found a way to move on with my life or something. And then just hangs up. And she's like, that's kind of weird. And she goes to his store, and it's like, there's mail been piling up. So it's like, he's been gone for a while, probably not that long. And this is like where we're kind of like, there should be like a little more, because she goes down there and finds him, and he's like crazy. He's like gone insane. He's like painting stuff on the walls. And she's like, what? She's like, you probably should come out of here, because this place is kind of like really weird. And you should like not be here anymore. And it's almost there's some stuff in some of his YouTube stuff that implies that there's like time dilation can happen. So it's almost implied that he's been down there longer than it appears, because it's like he probably wasn't gone for like more than a week in like real time. But
maybe he just had the crazy in him.
Yeah, see, it's either he was down there actually for a much longer time, or he just went crazy in the span of 2 days. But he like attacks her and knocks her out, and then she's like tied to this table, and they're having this weird dinner scene with like these weird deformed like fake, like because like the Backrooms is like copying people, so it's like, or copying objects, so it like miscopies people as well. So there's like these like weird deformed people that like are
creepy.
super weird looking. Yeah, well, especially the found footage when he runs into some of them in the found footage section. That is like one of the craziest parts of the movie. That
the Christmas tree. I like got like chills over my body when he like went around the Christmas tree and saw the thing in the chair. I literally was like, "What the fuck is happening?" Right? I was so scared.
There's like,
oh my god,
a tiny little dude in a chair that has a lamp, and he turns.
But he's just like all like deformed, and he's like sitting. Oh my, it's so
and he turns
creepy.
The lamp on, and Clark's like, "What?" And then this lady runs out of the darkness shadows at him, and it's like, what is happening? But then like later he's like, yeah, these guys are pretty chill. Like he's just like living with them in this weird house. And then he's like, yeah, bro, you can just eat them, and just like reaches into one of them and starts pulling this like goo out of them. It's crazy. But then the giant monster that we've been teased of, or I guess she's like using therapy speak on him because they're doing this like role play thing, and she's like, no, yeah, you can stay down here. It's okay that you're completely crazy. And then he's like, it starts kind of becoming clear that like her like terrible therapy isn't working, and it's only making him crazier. And she's like, bruh. You're out of your mind. you actually are crazy, and all the problems in your life are caused by you. And then he's like, yeah, you know what? Actually, maybe you're right. Maybe it is a problem. And then there's just thundering footsteps, and the monster comes out, and the monster is a giant version of him in the pirate outfit.
I think I've seen that on like Twitter. Yeah,
it is crazy. And then everything goes wrong from there.
Then it's just like chase, like cool backrooms chase. I really like that part.
And then the end, like I know some people like don't like the ending. I like the ending is her kind of getting quote unquote getting out, but it almost seems like she doesn't. It seems like because she's still like in the facility with like the scientists, researchers, people, and she's like being interviewed by one of them, and it's at least to me seems heavily implied that they're just going to kill her and not let her out of that place. Like she's like why are you here with? And she's like, they're just like, yeah, this answers some questions about this backroom place. And she's just like, and then it cuts to her as a falsely remembered version of herself, almost in a similar situation. And then the movie just ends. So it's very vague, but like the themes are pretty obvious. I guess I didn't need to recount the entire movie there, but
that was a bit more substantial of a spoiler than I was expecting. I will say I was talking a big game before, but
Fox has now seen the movie. Yeah, and I do think my favorite part of the movie, I think, is that section where Clark takes down his employees and they're really seeing like what's going on with the backrooms. That's when you kind of get the best look at like the found footage angle of like the different it's really when the backrooms turns from weird liminality to like actual like creepy environments, and like you're kind of with them as they're like, oh, this place is like actually like demented, you know. And so I really like that.
His first entrance is tense, but there's almost like a because he walks in and there's like a weird pile of furniture and stuff, and he's like, what in the world is this place? And he's kind of just like looking around until that monster blows up that cardboard thing. And there's no tense part.
And that part is really good too, because it's like it's just a great. The movie has a really good like slow build, and it's like because the backrooms shouldn't just be immediately like, oh, there's all this like crazy shit going on and like everything. It's like no, everything's like bright and just looks kind of weird, and like but at first you're seeing like, you know, oh, a chair is kind of clipped through this, but like as they keep going, the way that like you're seeing like a dresser that's like half the dresser's normal and then the other half is like stretched out like 30 feet that way, and it's just like the way that progresses through the movie is so good and so interesting. I thought it was a good progression, but I could have used a little bit more of that, like Clark and the others, like, and seeing kind of where Clark ends up or how he ends up where he's at. Just a little bit more, I think would have been good.
Yeah, I needed, and I understand like it would have been hard to do that with the pirate thing because him and the pirate are just chilling down there. They're just like bros. So I think they probably could have had something like him leading up to him finding it and then not actually showing it, because they do show it a little bit. This is a little funny story about us viewing the movie. Is me and some friends, we went to go see it. In most movies, you know, you go to a movie and there's 40 minutes of commercials. Yeah. So we showed up like it was our screen was like 5 o'clock. We showed up at like 5:03 or something. The movie was already playing, but we were sitting down. We were like, is this the movie? And it's the part with like, because it's like it starts with a found footage thing of the guy getting attacked, and we're like, what? How did we miss this? We're not late. But then it does a like Backrooms like title screen thing. So we're like, okay, we didn't like actually miss anything. We thought we were in the wrong theater straight up.
Wow.
You can actually see the pirate in that if you look close enough.
Really?
Like it's very clear he's being killed by the pirate. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the more time that has passed with this movie, because I remember coming out and I was kind of mixed a little bit on when I came out. I was like, did I really like that or did I not like it? But I feel like the more that I've thought about it and like read other people talking about it, like I think I've liked it more.
I want to watch it again. It was good enough.
Yes,
to watch again.
I would like to watch it again.
I want to see it.
I agree.
Yeah,
it would be a good. I would honestly recommend seeing it in theaters. I assume it's still playing because just the it being on that big screen and then just how bright of a move, like it's like just bright yellow for
Mhm.
so much of it. It's like kind of overwhelming almost.
Mhm.
It's very interesting.
I really liked it. Before we move on to our last topic, Among Us, I do want to mention I saw Obsession, which is like kind of the other
Oh, okay, yes.
popular like horror movie.
I'd like to go see that.
Yes, I don't want to really get into it because I don't want to spoil it because I think you both should watch it. It is incredible. Like it is
Very,
like
very good things. About
everything you've heard about it is true. Like it is crazy. Like it
I've
it
heard
is
it's stellar.
it is it is also extremely fucked up, and for even now I'm still like having trouble sleeping because of some of those scenes in that movie are so like
Interesting.
harrowing because there is like there are some like like jump scares, but the way they are done and just like the context behind them is just like bone chilling. And I know Eli, you're much less susceptible to kind of the scary stuff, but just as a movie too, and the way it uses the concept is so interesting, and like there's just so much to think and talk about. So I really would want to like break it down with you guys or like talk about it if you do get the chance to watch it.
It does seem really cool. It doesn't necessarily seem like my kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, if it's such a thing, it's such a thing. But I know for sure, Eli, I know you would enjoy it for sure.
I think
you should definitely.
It seems
watch.
great. It's just not really my cup of tea.
I get it. But I just strongly recommend. Also in the theaters because the sound in that movie is crazy.
Is it okay?
Yes, for sure. But
I might try to go see it this weekend actually because
you should, and if you do, we should. I would love to talk about it.
Not to revisit Backrooms again, but with you saying like there's like some very chilling scenes. There are the back. We didn't really mention this, but there are some in the Backrooms that were very viscerally like, oh man, like the guy getting pulled into the wall.
Yeah,
is like that, and I think it really helps with like you're kind of anchored with Clark, who's like. I don't want to say like down on his luck because he really does like the more the movie goes on, you're like, okay, this guy probably is like a terrible person, but like he's especially the ending, what happens to him at the end is like it's like even though this guy probably was pretty terrible, it's like I kind of feel bad for this guy because it's like. Even him, like, even though his employees, he brings his employees down there and they get viscerally destroyed. It's like very clear. It's like, oh man, I feel kind of bad for him because like he didn't expect this to happen.
Yeah.
But then he goes crazy, and then you see him again. It's like, okay, maybe he is still kind of sympathetic, and then something really bad happens to him, and you're just like, oh okay, did this guy really deserve this to happen to him?
Yeah.
But sorry, you just kind of sparked that in me as well.
Yeah, both really good. I did like Obsession more, especially just as like as a movie. I thought it was just such an incredible movie, but they are both totally worth watching.
Should we have a back session?
Yeah, back session.
Well, I want to hear about the Funny Sus show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Among Us. Okay, I'll try to keep this quick because I think we went a little longer on Backrooms than I thought. Among Us is really good, actually, which is kind of crazy.
I mean, it's written by Brian David Gilbert, right?
But just the concept of an Among Us show being good is insane. Like
if we rewind the clock, like 2 years ago when they were just like, yeah, we're making the Among Us show, and here's all these like big name voices and stuff. It's like, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
But then it
the
come out.
trailer they showed at SGF was like terrible.
Was it really? I don't remember the trailer, honestly.
It seemed pretty not funny to me from that trailer.
Well, the trailer was bad because it is a very funny show. The first episode is free on YouTube, just to point out.
Okay.
So I at the very least watched that first episode. But the show does a lot of like it's primarily a comedy show for sure, but like as it goes on, like some of the characters actually are developed pretty well, and they kind of have their own arcs. Most of them, not all of them, because a few of the characters definitely just kind of have to be killed in like the first few episodes, so you don't really get to see them. But there's a lot of really funny gags, and the characters are good, and it's like it did get spoiled for me who the Among Us imposter was. Not by it intentionally. It just was on Twitter. It was just like, it's him, and I'm like, okay, cool. Why did you tweet that? Even though like each episode's like 15, at most 15 minutes long, I think, and there's like 8 of them or something. So you can watch this all really quickly. There's like, I was actually laughing at some of the parts. There's a doctor character, the blue. He's the doctor. And for some reason, everyone is just like thinks he's really hot. So every time he comes out, like it'll like zoom in on his face and have like a crazy like rainbow like he's hot and like sparkles, and everyone's just like blushing. He's just like talking about the most random thing. That's really funny. There's some really good gags with like, it's not always animated the same, and it'll do like SpongeBob, like where it will zoom in and things will be like crazy realistic or just really detailed in ways that they weren't before. There's a good one where the red character steps in like some blood and looks down, and it cuts to like SpongeBob realism of like Crocs, like he's just wearing these like pair of Crocs. It's very funny. There's a part where the fifth episode, they all have an orgy in it. That's not even a joke. I thought it was a joke because so many people were tweeting about it was real. It's not.
So it's not
real,
like a kids show?
It's really funny. No. I
That's
mean, it's
crazy.
not like it's not like, I would say it's like teenager show. Like there's like light swearing in it.
Yeah, but they have an orgy in it. Like,
well, I mean,
it's like implied.
Do they show full
It's
penetration?
more implied. No. They there's a fun. They all start like taking.
I don't care anymore,
off.
bro.
Well, no, see, but they take off their like Among Us backpack like air tank things, and when they do that, it's like their back is censored. It's so funny. It's like, what was that hiding? Yeah, that I don't want to run through all the funny gags, but yeah. I think
watching.
You guys should watch it.
Worth watching.
It next. Yeah, it's very worth watching. It's because it's not very long either. Like,
yeah, I might watch it. I might watch it with Sarah. I feel like she would like it.
Yeah, I think Sarah
give
would
her a
like
look.
it.
Yeah.
At least watch that first episode, and if for some reason you didn't like it,
yeah,
then keep watching. It's on Paramount, I think, but I have Paramount, but I didn't know what the login was, so I just used alternative methods to watch it.
Perfectly legal ones.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, we are about to hit the 3-hour mark, so I think we're gonna
not too long.
Well, yeah, we got in everything we wanted to talk about. Thank you.
Started late,
honestly, for as dense as this was, I think we did pretty good.
Yeah,
I didn't even think we'd have that much to talk about, honestly. But
I didn't think so either. A lot got added to the other stuff, but that's fine. I mean, the thing is, we got through the main topic pretty quickly. We were killing that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
we have a lot of thoughts about the stuff we like.
True. I'm glad we're caught up.
Little note. Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, leave a question. We will get to it in the next episode if you do.
I forgot to get a question. I'm
sorry. all good. But yeah,
every time.
Thanks for watching. We'll be doing our Summer Game Fest auction, mid-year auction pretty soon, I think. Not Summer Game Fest. Fantasy Critic. My bad. Fantasy Critic auction pretty soon. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah.
And we should have some updates on the next pod because I was looking and there's a few things that come out in a few days.
Next pod will be good. Yeah. But yeah. That's about it. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.